time for Angels Spring Training Baseball. This afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium, the Angels get ready to host the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody. This is Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Our pleasure to be back here in Tempe. And, Jose, we'll see one of the Angel newcomers on the mound today, Jason Vargas.
It's good to see Jason get back on the mound, Terry. One thing for Jason Vargas is looking at his numbers last year in spring training. He had an ERA over 12. He gave up a lot of hits, way more hits than innings pitched, but no concern whatsoever. This guy knows what it takes to get ready in spring training. At times, these are not the ideal conditions for him, but he's going to get out there and compete. And I'm really pleased to see that the White Sox are going to be throwing the regular lineup out there, which perhaps sometimes just turns you on just a little bit more.
Well, Jose, we have passed the midway point of the Cactus League. And with that said, Angels general manager Jerry Dipoto joining us here today. Maybe a midseason report card, Jerry, as far as the Halos here in the Cactus League. Tell us your thoughts on Jason Vargas, who gets to start today, what you've seen from him so far in a couple starts.
Jason's been just as advertised. You know, he gets out there, he uses his pitches, he throws strikes. That changeup is a dynamic pitch. Like with a lot of guys in Arizona spring training, the results sometimes don't show. Last outing, the fastball was a little up, and he paid for it. First time out against Oakland, he was fantastic. So we're just looking to build on his innings, get him ready to go, as well as the other four starting pitchers.
Jerry, you bring up a very important point. You're a former pitcher yourself. How do you adjust, and how much do you try not to pay attention to what happens down here with a veteran player and even with some young players?
You know, with the young players, it's tough because their confidence hinges so much on the day-to-day, the effects of how that outing, or particularly for the pitchers, how that outing impacts their spring training. But with the veteran guys, they understand what it takes to get themselves ready, commanding the ball, throwing strikes, introducing their pitches at the right time, and then again building that inning total.
Hey, Jerry, how excited are you to see Albert out on the field? We haven't seen him play any first base yet, but he has been DHing, he's been running the bases, and he's been in the lineup back-to-back days several times now.
And swinging the bat really well. Right. It looks like he hasn't missed a beat with the bat. You know, we do get to see him play first base in the morning sessions, and he's moving around very well. His knees responded extremely well to the rehabilitation, and you know, we anticipate him getting out there defensively sometime in the next 7 to 10 days and preparing himself for the regular season. Albert's right where he needs to be, particularly with that bat in the hand.
Is one of those guys that you think has benefited from the prolonged spring training time down here?
You know, I think there's been some benefit to Albert. I think there's been some benefit to others as well. But, you know, if the spring training were a week shorter, like in most years, we would have created a different program to make sure that we were prepared. And this just allows us to move a little slower.
So now we hit the halfway point right around. Which competition should we be looking at the closest at this point on any of the roles still out there?
You know, I think the same as when we came into camp. It's that extra bench position on the infield. It's the extra bench position. We'll call it a utility role. Could be an outfielder, could be an infielder. The backup catcher competition with Hester and Conger and Luke Carlin has been a spirited one at best. And then as we fill out the pitching staff, you know, we've got at least one addition to make to what we planned on with the staff. And as we now know, Ryan Madson will start the season on the disabled list, so that we're going to have to carry someone in that spot. And it's been a really good competition with that group.
Jerry, let's pick up on the bullpen. You mentioned Madson. We'll get to him in just a moment. Yesterday, we saw Sean Burnett for the first time. Struggled a little bit, understandable, but I guess came out of the outing his first this spring healthy.
Healthy and throwing the ball over the plate, which is the primary objective in outing number one. You know, Sean did get a slow start due to the low back tightness, and you know, wasn't looking to judge the results yesterday so much as just staying healthy, throwing the ball over the plate, and using all his pitches, which he was able to do.
Well, Jerry, thanks for the update. I know Victor will join you along with Jose in just a moment. You'll talk a little bit more Angels baseball after the game today as well. Well, it is the Angels and the Chicago White Sox this afternoon here from Tempe. Jason Vargas will get the start. Jen Danks will be on the hill for the White Sox, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
Another beautiful day here in the Valley of the Sun as the Angels and the White Sox get ready for baseball. What a nice crowd making their way into beautiful Tempe Diablo Stadium. The umpires exchanging lineups. Angels coach Rob Picholo and Mark Parent of the White Sox getting ready to go. For the White Sox, managed by second-year manager Robin Ventura, Dwayne Wise is leading off in right field. Batting second is young second baseman Gordon Beckham. Batting third, slugger Adam Dunn. He's playing first base. Batting fourth is Dayan Viciedo, the young Cuban. Really came into his own last year. Viciedo is in left field batting fourth. Corner Gillespie makes a start at third base for Chicago. He's batting fifth. Batting sixth is one of the most underrated players in the game, Alexi Ramirez. This man can absolutely play some shortstop for you. Ramirez batting sixth. Josh Bell, promising youngster at 1 point. Bell in survival mode right now is the designated hitter batting seventh. He's having a good spring, hitting .462 right now for Chicago. Tyler Flowers takes over the number one spot. Is A.J. Pierzynski is gone now to the Texas Rangers. Flowers is the catcher. He is batting eighth. And Blake Tecote is batting ninth for the White Sox in center. The Angels take the field, and the Angels starting lineup is brought to you by McDonald's. You can quench your thirst at McDonald's now any size. Soft drink is just $1 every day. The simple joy of refreshment only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. For the Halos, Mike Trout in center field leading off. Batting second is Howie Kendrick at second base. Albert Pujols back on the field, designated hitter batting third. Josh Hamilton will follow in right field. Mark Trumbo is right behind Hamilton at first base. Batting sixth, having a good spring, is Vernon Wells. Wells is playing left. He's got 3 home runs already. Alberto Callaspo swinging the bat better is batting seventh at third base. Hank Conger, talking about swinging the bat, hitting over 400. Conger is a catcher. Still some issues with his throwing, which need to improve here quickly. Conger batting eighth, and batting ninth for the Angels at shortstop. Getting a long look is Brendan Harris, the veteran infielder. Jason Vargas is on the mound, and hopefully he will come and keep the ball down and continue to work on the things that have made him successful. And again, Vargas will be opposed by lefty John Danks of the White Sox.
All right, Jose, the umpires, Dana DeMuth, will be behind the plate, and on the bases today we'll have Dale Scott, Bruce Dreckman, and also John Tumpane. The dimensions here at Tempe Diablo Stadium: 340 down the left field side, 420 to dead center. The power alleys go 400 feet, and down the right field corner, it's a long poke at 359. Angels wearing the red tops and white pants. The White Sox have the black tops and the gray pants. And these two teams getting ready to match up against each other for the first time this spring. They'll have another matchup on the 25th of this month, which will be just a couple days before the Angels break camp here in Arizona. So we are just about ready for baseball.
Terry, sometimes you ask me about keys during the season, like 3 keys. I'm going to give you one key for today. Get a lead and hold a lead.
You got it. And the pitch, that one is a little bit high. We're underway. The count, 1 ball, no strikes on the veteran Dwayne Wise, who's now 35 years old, trying to win a backup outfield spot for the White Sox. Appears to be in pretty good shape. And the pitch, one hopper hit the second. Howie has it. His throw to Mark Trumbo in plenty of time. Quick out, and Gordon Beckham will be the next batter.
If you're Jason Vargas, you'd like that type of out. Good swing by Dwayne Wise, but the ball was hit off the end of the bat. Nice contrast there. Terry, is it me, or does it seem like Dwayne Wise always ends up with the White Sox?
He does.
Huh?
He's had a few tours of duty with them. He was with the Yankees last season and then came back to the White Sox.
Wow.
And then he signed with them this offseason, a 1-year deal. Here's the pitch on its way. That one's outside. The other thing that was kind of unique about Wise's season last year, he pitched in games for both the Yankees and the White Sox.
That's wild.
Yep. 1-0 is the count on Beckham. Here's the next delivery, and it's hit way in the air on the third base side, foul territory. Callaspo and the catcher Conger. It's Callaspo reaches into the White Sox dugout, can't quite get to it, and it's just a foul ball backing out of play. 84 degrees at game time here on this Thursday afternoon. Great to have you Join us on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Understand the game today on the MLB Network as well. So we welcome you wherever you're watching this game around the country and really around the world. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. And Vargas delivers. That's right in there on the outside corner on Beckham.
It's a good job right now positioning wise with Vargas on the mound. He's got that outstanding changeup, pitches of contact. Brendan Harris, a shortstop, cheating to his right.
Next pitch, and Beckham waves at that one and misses it badly. Struck him out, and that's out number 2.
That is the bread and butter pitch for Jason Vargas. You could see how much that pitch ran away and ran down, but mainly and even most important is by how much that pitch was missed because of the action going down.
So 2 quick outs. And the batter now is Adam Dunn, who's having a bit of a slow spring, just 4 for 25, couple of homers, and he lifts this one way up in the air in left field. Vernon Wells battling the sun out there. Under, he'll put it away, and the inning is over. So in the inning, just 7 pitches thrown by Vargas, and he has a clean top of the first. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. Bottom of the first coming up in Tempe. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We move to the bottom of the first inning. Mike Trout will lead it off for the Angels, followed by Howie Kendrick and Albert Pujols against the lefty John Danks. Danks positioned on the third base edge of the pitching rubber, and his first pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. Trout's gone 9 for 24 this spring. He's driven in a run. 375 batting average. Here's the next one on Mike, and that's low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really a bounce back year for John Danks, and mainly is going to be to get the stamina up there and to see how he reacts. Because this guy was a go-to guy for a couple of years there for the White Sox.
And the pitch, and Trout blasts one high and deep into left field. Out of here. Mike Trout's first home run this spring, and no doubter. That ball hit a good 400 feet out there down that left field side. It's 1-0 Angels.
As we discussed earlier, it is tune-up and dial-in time for the hitters. They have a lot of bats now to hit the pitches that are supposed to hit hard. And Mike Trout made a comment to me the first week of camp, just saying there's some pitches that I need to be hitting harder. And that's after 3 at-bats. That's how this young man thinks, man. No wasted pitch that he sees that he does not want to crush.
He didn't miss that one. He hit that ball hard. There's no doubt about it. Danks has already given up 3 home runs in just 4 1/3 innings this spring. Here's the pitch on Howie, and he goes the opposite way down the right side. pushes back to the seats and out of play.
As I was saying before that home run, Terry, there's a lot of things he needs to answer to himself as to what type of pitcher he is after the surgery. Is he the same Danks, or there's some things that need to be fine-tuning or long run?
Here's his next delivery, and that one misses.
For years, he had a devastating cut fastball that really made home plate spread out on the outer half against right-handers.
Here's the pitch, and that one misses low. Of course, the White Sox signed him to a big deal, a 5-year deal. This is year 2 of that deal, $65 million contract. And last season, they got just a little over 50 innings out of him because of the issue with his pitching shoulder. Next pitch, and that one misses low, so it's a full count. Good at bat for Howie.
Dan's very honest, just saying, hey, I'm disappointed that they rewarded me and I'm not even out there helping them out when the team was fighting for first place for most of the year.
And there's a swing and a miss and a 3-2 payoff pitch. Howie is down on strikes. So that's the first out. Albert Pujols will be the next batter. You look at Danks, and again last season only 9 starts, but over the last 2 years he's won only 11 games, going 11-16. He has won as many as 15 in a season. He was 15-11 for the White Sox in 2010. Career ERA of 4.12. And Albert takes ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
He's going to be around the plate, and he will get his strikeouts, averaging over strikeout per inning.
Here's the next pitch. And it's popped up foul over near the Angels dugout. The catcher Flowers is going over, and just out of his reach as he reaches into the Angels dugout, but out of his grasp. As Pujols bats, he's the number 3 hitter, cleanup man. Josh Hamilton waiting on deck, and then Trumbo will follow. The power of the lineup, it's brought to you by Loan Mart. Need cash fast? You have a car that's paid off or almost paid off. Get $2,500 to $50,000 today with a quick and easy car title loan. Just call 1-800-LOAN-MART today. Here's the 1-1. And swinging and missing that off-speed pitch is Albert. It's 1-2.
Pujols using more of the higher elbow in the back, and is very noticeable. Elevated here to make sure he's going down through the zone.
There's a one-hopper just out of the reach of the shortstop. Ramirez sharply hit in the left. Albert is on. 1-out single. Angels have hit some balls hard here in the first 3 batters to face Danks, and now Josh Hamilton will step up.
It's a good example with that higher elbow. What Albert's trying to do, of course, is to make sure that knob is pointing down. And a pitch like that is a prime example of a pitch that a lot of times he was not very happy with when he rolled and swing around that pitch. That was a breaking ball coming down and in, but because he stays inside of it and that knob is pointing straight down, he's able to drive the ball through without fouling it off to the left side.
So Pujols on at first, and checking the swing is Hamilton. They say he was holding 1-0 the count. Albert Pujols at first base today. He's playing in his 5th game this spring. They've all come as a DH. Mike Scioscia was saying before the game that Albert is getting closer to playing a game in the field at first base. So that could be just a few days away as that pitch misses on Hamilton. 2-0.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if that happens before the Angels' next scheduled off day, which is on the 18th. Albert wants to get out there on that field. Takes a lot of pride in that defense, too.
2-0 pitch outside on Hamilton. It's now 3-0. We'll see if he has a green light here.
Just let him hit.
Yeah, why not?
Let's go.
Here's the 3-0, and he takes it like a statue. It's right in there for a called strike. The center fielder, Blake Ducote, not all that deep at all with Hamilton at the plate. This will be Danks' 18th pitch here in the first inning. And that's ball 4. Low and in. 2 on, 1 out, 1 in. And Trumbo will be the batter. And Mark Trumbo's due to get a hold of one. It's going to happen, and it might happen real soon.
It will come. He is going to getting some lift. And for the sluggers, a lot of times it takes a little bit longer than for the slap hitters.
Vernon Wells, who's hit 3 home runs this spring, he's waiting on deck. Here's the first one on Trumbo, and a little bit inside. That pitch missed. 1 ball, no strikes. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. 1-0 pitch. Trumbo takes high and away. 2-0 the count. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Our producer engineer is Darren Chan. Coming up in the 3rd inning, Victor Rojas will be alongside for play-by-play action. Innings 3 through 5 this afternoon here in Tempe. Here's the next pitch. It's fouled back behind the plate. 2-1 to count.
Beautiful flat swing right through the zone. You can see Trumbo looking at the spot in the barrel where he just missed that one. That had center field written all over it. But it pulled off a little bit at the end.
Danks is ready. Been a long first inning for him, and the 2-1. That's low ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. His next pitch will be number 23 here in this first inning. White Sox have several left-handers in their rotation. Here's the 3-1, and Trumbo went after a high one right there. That would have been ball 4, and now the count's full 3-2.
That's all right. I have no issues with this pitch right here. It's up in the zone. His eyes get real big, but to the credit of Danks, he took a lot off of it. 3-1, that's a convincing pitch for John Danks that he can do that. Ideally, though, not that high.
So we'll see what gives with the count full. Runners not going. 3-2 pitch, and he fooled him right there. Struck him out swinging.
That's the old saying, if he did it 3-1, be ready because he is going to do it 3-2. That's just good pitching.
Yep. So Trumbo had some pitches there, especially when the count got to 3-1, but he goes down on strikes, and here's Vernon Wells. He's gone 7 for 18 this spring. 8 RBIs with those 7 hits, including the 3 home runs. Here's the pitch on Wells. And that one misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. I mentioned Danks, one of several lefties projected to be in the White Sox rotation. That rotation headed by Chris Sale. And the other left-hander is Jose Quintana. And then Jake Peavy and Gavin Floyd, the right-handers, as the pitch is lifted in the air into left center field. A routine play for Tecoti. He's under. He'll squeeze it, and the inning is over. Well, the inning started off with the home run by Mike Trout, his first this spring. Angels had 2 hits, no errors, and leave a pair. After 1, it's Jonathan Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports Network.
Welcome to the
To the second inning, and Angels up 1-0 as Jason Vargas gets ready to face Viciedo, Gillespie, and Ramirez. Valley infield today. The Angels have Trumbo at first, Kendrick at second, Callaspo the third baseman, with Brendan Harris getting the start today at short. Here's the first pitch on Viciedo. Up and in. Outfield, Wells in left, Trout in center, Hamilton in right, Conger behind the plate. Pujols is the DH, and 30-year-old left-hander Jason Vargas on the hill. 1-0. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 on Dayan Viciedo.
Vargas looks really good. He's staying over the rubber, which is a key for him to keep the balance, and then from there on, he's thrust forward for a good finish.
And the next pitch, that one is outside.
Terry and I still baffled you by telling you that Jason Vargas averaged a higher fastball than Jared Weaver last year.
You did. You did.
By 0.3 miles an hour.
Here's the next one. It's smacked on an easy hop to short, right at Harris. His throw is in time, and that's the out. Connor Gillespie will be the batter.
0.03 miles an hour, yes, but Vargas did average 88 miles an hour. And he needs that. You know, he's got enough zip, especially on the inside, to keep you honest with a cutter, show you the fastball away, but he sets up everything nicely for that breaking ball and that brilliant changeup.
Lefty-lefty matchup here. And the pitch, and that one dusts Gillespie off the plate.
That's a good pitch. Lefty-lefty matchup, looking for breaking ball. He comes up and in. And the ball really is getting there.
Gillespie was recently acquired by the White Sox. He came over from the Giants. And the pitch, he lines one, and it's a snow cone catch by Howie. Boy, that ball jumped on Howie Kendrick right there. Quick reflexes to nab that one. That was a vicious line drive to second out.
Positioning is a key with a guy like Vargas, and Kendrick saw him miss again, going in again, and this ball almost took Howie Kendrick all the way back to right field. Hit very hard.
So here's Alexei Ramirez, who's having a pretty good spring. He's 9 for 22. He has been traditionally a slow starter, and I don't know if maybe going from the warm weather of Arizona to the Windy City to start the season has not agreed with Alexei Ramirez, but he's usually been a very slow starter, and then a guy that begins to pick it up. Here's the pitch. That's on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I always say he's one of the most underappreciated players in the big leagues. Plays every day, does not complain about the cold or this or something hurting, and plays hard every single pitch.
Missed only 4 games last year, and that one to him is outside.
What's amazing too is I saw Alexei Ramirez, Terry, in the first World Baseball Classic when he was with Team Cuba as a backup. He was not even the regular shortstop for Team Cuba back in 2006. Look at him now.
Here's the pitch, and he waves at that one. He was fooled. 2-2 the count.
He was part of the team that made it all the way to the final game against Japan, and they were beaten by Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Ramirez, good bat speed. And the 2-2 on its way. He hits that one right back to the mound, and it's caught by Vargas, a low liner. He found it in his glove, and the inning is over. Just 11 pitches thrown by Vargas. A couple of those pitches were hit pretty hard, but they turned out to be outs. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. Bottom of the second coming up in Tempe. It's 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Alberto Callaspo, Hank Conger, and Brandon Harris will be the batters for the Angels. Bottom third of the batting order, and the pitch, that one is a chopper that's fouled off by Callaspo on the left side. And the count 0-1. Callaspo is 5 for 24 this spring. And the next pitch, he lays off that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
He is just starting to swing the bat a little bit better.
Here's the next delivery. He pops it up right side of the infield. Fair territory. Coming in is the first baseman, and that's Adam Dunn today. He makes the catch not too far away from the mound, and that'll be the first out. So Callaspo an easy out. Paul Konerko is not here today, and he's having a pretty good spring for the White Sox, mentioning Konerko.
Paul Konerko has 5 home runs already. Terry, there's talk about retiring, not retiring, keeping playing, maybe some managing in his future.
The White Sox team captain. Here's the pitch. That one on Conger. A little bit low for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next delivery, and that's in there on Hank. Conger 7 for 17 this spring with 10 runs batted in. Pair of homers for him. He hasn't played up until today over the past 2 days, and that coming off that rough game he had with the 3 errors. He bounces one to short right at Ramirez, and his throw will easily get him. That's the second out. 6-3 on the ground out. Danks has settled down. He's retired the last 4 in a row, and here's Brendan Harris, who has gone 6 for 25 this spring with a run batted in.
Oh, that last swing right there just tells you that Danks is finding a way to at least get a little extra movement on his cut fastball inside. That's a pitch that was anticipated, and you can see the swing not being able to get extension from Conger.
First ball swinging is Harris. He just fouled that one into the White Sox dugout over on the third base side.
So that's 3 batters this inning so far. 2 have swung at the first pitch, and very similar results on swinging at the first pitch. The cut fastball fouled down the left side, so that's the intent.
Next delivery, and that one is missed, and the bat flies out of the hands of Brendan Harris. It drops just behind the batter circle for strike 2. 0-2.
We got a good view of Brendan Harris and the big knob which he tapes in the bottom of his bat. It's like an old style bat. So many of the old time players used to do so many things to that knob to keep those hands under control and keep that choking up.
Well, it didn't help him hold on to the bat that time, that's for sure.
Arizona dryness, Terry. It's okay. Hey, the thin air and the dry air, just sometimes you just can't combat that.
Hey, I said it yesterday. Any fly ball out here is an adventure. You just never know what's going to happen. The 1-2 pitch. He reached the one, and he grounds it softly right to the second baseman. Beckham will throw him out, and the inning is over. Just 10 pitches thrown by Danks here against the Angels in the bottom of the second. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. We're headed to the third. When we get back, Victor Rojas will join Jose for the play-by-play action. Angels up 1-0 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2013 season are on sale now. Just make your plans to be part of Big Bang Fridays, post-game concerts, promotional nights, and great opponents like the Yankees and the Dodgers. Purchase your tickets today at Angels.com. The Angels Stadium ticket officer, call 714-663-9000 as Josh Bell rips one foul down the third base line, leading off this top of the third inning. A 1-0 Angels lead, courtesy of a Mike Trout home run at the bottom of the first.
How many times did you say that last year? After
leadoff home run?
1-0 because of Mike Trout.
Oh, I know. He is the table setter, and that's why he is as good a player as he is today. He understands the strike zone. He understands what it takes to get on base. And boy, that ball got out in like 1.7 seconds to left field. That was a laser beam to left field. Bell, the third baseman for the White Sox, batting from the right side. And Vargas's pitch misses down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vargas has faced 6 White Sox batters. He's retired all 6. That's 1 strikeout, no walks, and a very good off-speed pitch and command this afternoon thus far. That one way inside.
And that is the one pitch right there, Victor, that sets it up for him. He's got a little zip today.
Yep.
He's up there 90-91, but he needs, especially after the plate inside, that cut fastball, but mainly to keep guys from diving out and spoiling those changeups.
Reaching for the off-speed pitch, and that's the pitch that is opened up courtesy of that cutter in on right-handers. The off-speed pitch on the outside corner to the right-handed batter.
We're going to talk about pitching inside all we want. There's guys that just don't know how to pitch inside. It's not about hitting guys.
This one bounced into the third base dugout where the White Sox make their home.
I've been around meetings, Victor, and the pitchers and pitching coaches, and they've asked a guy, can you pitch inside? Oh yeah, I can hit a guy. No, it's not that. Can you effectively make the inner half work for you for the outer half?
Off speed, got him swinging. Down goes Bell. Second strikeout for Vargas. First down leading off this third inning, and that'll bring up Tyler Flowers.
That is a result of everything we talked about right there. That swing. You think you're on it, but you consciously know that there's another zip inside, and let's be honest, nobody wants to get jammed.
Although it's okay to get jammed on a day like today when it's in the low 90s. It feels a little bit better than perhaps 30 to 40 degrees like it may be in Cincinnati on opening day.
Yeah. Can't feel your knuckles.
Flowers, the catcher, takes a strike on the outside corner. Hitting .294 this spring, has a home run, 3 runs batted in, a couple of doubles. Got into 52 games for Chicago last year, hit .213 for Robin Ventura. That pitch is outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Victor, it's all Flowers now, no A.J. Pierzynski. So the feisty Pierzynski, we're going to get to see a lot of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah. 1-1, a swing and a miss. A little bit tardy on that swing. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mentioned the weather here in the Valley of the Sun. It has been out in all its glory the last couple of days. Got up to 94 yesterday. Supposed to be in the low 90s today. And we had a nice little breeze earlier on today here in Tempe, but all of a sudden that breeze has gone away. 1-2, just off the plate. David Demuth not ringing it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a good job there by the catcher, too. Hank Conger calling the pitch and just being very quiet and subtle in receiving it, not trying to oversell it.
Hank setting up back outside. The 2-2 is cued foul off the end of the bat and toward the first base dugout. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. I've just been handed a note. It's amazing the magic of radio and television. You say something and boom, you get instant information.
Well,
right now, 45 degrees in Cincinnati. Tonight, 32 degrees with snow.
Beautiful.
He jammed with that pitch and it rolls off his ankle.
No, you say that like it's always been like that, but talk about the days of the minor leagues when there's no way you would have gotten that information in your radio booth that fast. Come on now.
Oh, no. We were joking about this yesterday when we were in Peoria about, usually in the minor leagues when you're calling games, you're a one-man show. It's one guy in the booth. And there are some times where fatigue kind of creeps in those 3.5-hour type of gems, and you might have asked, I may have asked on occasion for the the board op to play 1, maybe 2 extra commercials so that I could take a little bit of a breather.
No kidding.
That's the beauty of it.
I recall doing some games in the minor leagues when I was maybe on the disabled list, and guys would come in saying, Jose, please come up. Of course.
Yeah.
And that's my way to get my reps.
And you did all the talking.
Exactly.
They ask you like a real short question, and they hope that, hey, no, go ahead, talk. Don't worry about the play. Just keep talking. It's a trick. That pitch missing down and in. Flowers took some time.
Plus knowing, Victor, that guy maybe had been selling a spot or 2 that morning because he had to.
Yeah.
To work in the office.
Yeah, but see, I always looked at it as an opportunity for that sponsor to get an extra plug or 2 throughout the game. By me gifted him an extra 30 seconds on the air. Flowers takes the off-speed down low, and that's a walk. So Vargas was ahead of the count on Flowers. Gives up his first walk, first base runner of the ball game with 1 out here in the 3rd. 1-0 Angels, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Blake T. Cody.
Well, Flowers, the catcher, pretty much used his anticipation of pitches as a hitter that time because he did not chase anything that the previous 7 batters had chased to help out Vargas, who's been very close on pretty much every pitch. Was very good at that.
Kayaspo will play in on the grass with 1 out here in the 3rd. Cody has got pretty good speed, formerly the San Diego Padres. Bats from the left side, takes a fastball high. 1 ball, no strikes. Blake, a product of the University of Miami, 3rd-round pick of the Padres in 08. Pretty good speed. At 243 at AAA last year. Just 11 games with the Pods last season as that pitch misses high. And it's 2-0 and Conger calls time. It's going to go out to the mound and try to get Vargas locked back in.
Groups of 20 or more can enjoy Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat this year. Take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. And to book your group outing today, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups.
Conger back behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the order. Dwayne Wise on deck. Swing and a miss. Good breaking pitch. A little cut fastball moving away from the left-hand hitting to Cody.
It's all in that finish. You see he hasn't shown that pitch to any of the right-handers, but he had it saved for the lefty. Can't call it a slider, truly, because as he mentioned, it's more like a different finish cutter.
Yeah.
For which he takes something off of it.
2-1 on the way. This one ripped over the head of Trumbo down the right field line, headed toward the corner. Hamilton trying to race over to cut it off. Can't do it. Gets it at the base of the wall. Flowers comes in to score from first. T. Cody ends up at 3rd base with an RBI triple. We're tied up at 1.
That was the beauty of trying to get in shape and trying to get your command back, because he tried the same pitch that Cody had just missed, and this time the ball stays right over the plate. Cody, of course, has seemed to spin, and mainly he had pretty much calculated velocity, being able to stay back and drive it to that corner. That's a good adjustment from one pitch to the next.
I'm still with 1 out, a man at 3rd now. Wise, the man at the plate, left-handed batter. Infield is in for the Angels. And the first one is a strike on the outside corner.
I asked Terry this, and I said, is it me, or does it seem like Dwayne Wise always ends up with the White Sox?
Yeah.
Doesn't he? It doesn't matter where he goes.
They love him there. This one's popped up 3rd base side. Should be playable for Kayaspo or Conger. Hank just overran it. Kayaspo's there, but Conger readjusts and makes the catch, backpedaling and then falling to his knees. 2 outs. Hank Conger completely overran that baseball. Slammed on the brakes, put it in reverse, made the catch.
Well, it's easy to smile when you make a mistake and you're able to come up with a play and make it out. But, boy, he took off thinking maybe the wind was going to blow that ball into the stands. Well, there's no wind to speak of. But a good job by Conger hustling all the way out there. Almost makes me think like maybe in the first inning there was a foul ball very similar to that. He kind of cruised over there. I think maybe he might have heard something from somebody in the dugout as to getting there and then playing the ball.
There's Gordon Beckham. Second baseman takes up and away. Beckham is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. One of 2 punch outs for Vargas. As we play here in the top of the third at Tempe Diablo Stadium. A 1-1 tie. Mike Trout with a home run in the first for the Angels. And the White Sox tying it up on the Blake Tecote RBI triple here in the third inning. Vargas's next pitch caught the corner, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Trout playing center, playing shallow and a couple of steps towards left center. Hamilton shallow and right. That pitch is up and away. And unlike the first 2 innings, and perhaps that's why Conger went out there for a moment. It doesn't look like Vargas like finishing off those pitches. He's had 23 pitches in this inning. Tried to catch the outside corner, just missed. 3-1. Adam Dunn is on deck. Time is called. Looks like Beckham's got something in his eyes. Great crowd on hand Thursday afternoon. Cactus League action. Off the end of the bat, popped up. Callaspo waves off Conger and near the railing, reaches over, makes the catch. Up against the railing in the third base dugout. The inning comes to an end. White Sox tied up, however, in the Tecote RBI triple. We'll head to the bottom of the third. We are knotted up at 1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Bottom of the third at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Nice job by Jason Vargas to get out of that third inning because he gave up that triple with 1 out. And with the go-ahead run at third base, was able to get the next 2 guys on a couple of pop-ups out in front a little bit, popping up one to Conger and the other one to Callaspo.
Yeah, you can see clearly, Victor, he's going to stay with his game plan. And what I really like about that inning at the end is outs became outs. That's a main thing against. And for a guy like Vargas, you have to make plays behind him in fair or in foul territory. Good job defensively.
Halos will send up the top of the order here in the third. Trout, Kendrick, and Pujols against John Danks. His third inning of work, and Trout rips one to left field. Viciado pulls up. That's off the top of the wall. Viciado with a good throwing arm to throw to second, not in time, and Trout is in there with a leadoff double. Now Dunn misplays the overthrow. Trout trying to go to third, and he is in there on the error by Viciado. The throw from Viciado Took a bounce near the bag at second base. It darted left of the second baseman Beckham. Trickled toward the first base line, and the big donkey himself at first base just could not knock that ball down.
Somebody had to stop that base. Well, Mike Trout was already happy to be at second base. But obviously Adam Dunn does not get all the repetitions at first base that he used to get in the National League, and he was pretty much caught at no man's land there. Somebody needed to stop that ball from rolling.
So a man at third base for Howie Kendrick, who takes the pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So Trout with a couple of extra base hits today. The home run in the first, now the double. The double is his third of the spring.
That's another rocket Trout hits here in spring training. Man.
1-0 pitch pulled down the line. That's a fair ball. Headed toward the corner. Trout will commit a score. Kendrick is on his way to second easily with an RBI double. The Angels back on top 2-1.
Well, this offense is going to be able to do this a whole lot. They just be able to bounce back and get pitchers right back into the game by giving them a lead or cutting down deficits. And that's all you can ask for. As powerful and as potent as this offense could be, man, there's so many pieces that could really create a lot of problems for the opponent, including something as hard to defend, Victor, as we know, speed.
Yep. Howie's been on a red-hot tear all spring. Picks up his 6th RBI of the spring on his second double. The Pujols will step to the plate. Nobody out here to third. A 2-1 Angels lead. Kendrick standing at second. The first one is a breaking ball from Danks. Catches the inside corner for a strike. Pujols 1 for 1. He had a single in the first inning. Danks has a couple of strikeouts in this game, both coming in the first. He's also issued a walk. That too happened in the first. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. A tailing fastball away. And Albert in the hole at 0-2. Chopper to second. As Albert chased a high pitch. He is retired at first base as Kendrick advances over to third.
Tell you what, Mike Scioscia is the first one sprinting over there in his dugout to give Albert Pujols a high five. Initially in the at-bat, not what Albert was thinking about, getting him over. Of course, you don't ask that of your top offensive threat. But at the very end, he took the pitch that needed to get the ball the other way and get that runner to third. Whatever it takes.
The White Sox playing their infield back with Hamilton at the plate and 1 out. Howie Kendrick standing at third base. The first one from Danks is fouled back to the left. 0-1 count on Josh. He drew the walk in the first inning. 1 home run, 3 runs batted in this spring. This one lifted in the air. To shallow left. Viciedo shading his eyes with his glove is under it. Makes the catch. Kendrick tags from third. Here comes the throw from Viciedo. And not in time. A sacrifice fly for Josh Hamilton makes it 3-1 Angels.
The Angels can remember this inning and find out how quickly they can score runs and in how many ways. So the sluggers are involved in situational hitting to get a run. The speed is involved in causing havoc. And obviously the potent bats are involved with a couple of doubles. So for Viciedo, to his credit, Victor, nice throw all the way around. And he made a very close play down at home plate with a speedy runner.
So the bases are clear now with 2 outs. Here's Mark Trumbo. Strikeout, victim in the first. Danks for the full windup delivers a fastball for a strike on the inside corner.
Trumbo saw 2 changeups, 3-1 and 3-2 last at bat. Let's see what happens here.
Well, he started him off with a fastball on the inside corner. The 0-1 pitch. Another fastball, this one down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike on Mark.
You can see just the way Trumbo took that pitch. He's thinking off speed, and Danks thinking the other way.
Cut fastball that's foul tipped into the mitt of Flowers. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The White Sox with 1 run on 1 hit. They've committed 1 error. The Angels 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Halos have stranded 2. The White Sox have left 1 on. That one's down and away, and it gets away from Flowers. Trickles back behind the plate. Vernon Wells will over and pick it up. Vernon getting the start out in left field today. batting in the 6th spot on the order. 2-2. A little bouncer back toward the mound on that off-speed pitch. Danks fields it, spins around, throws to first. Trumbo is the third out here in the 3rd. But the Angels jump back out on top with a couple of runs. Leadoff double by Mike Trout started things off. We played 3 here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels on top 3-1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. For the 4th inning, the Angels on top by the score of 3-1. Victor Rojas along with Jose Mota. With you for the next couple of innings. Terry will be back the top of the 6th inning. Stick around to the post-game show. Jose and I will be taking over the reins of Angels Live.
A little different post-game shows during spring training, aren't there?
You think so?
It is a little different. Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You're feeling at ease, very comfortable? Adam Dunn trying to bunt his way on with the overshift on, bunts it foul. And it's an 0-1 count.
I'm talking more about like things you need to look for. I mean, we may be looking for during the regular season trends, know a lot about scouting and what we expect in spring training. You just never know what you might run into.
Just make it up. We make it up as we go.
And make it up as we see it.
That's how we roll, Jose.
It's easy.
0-1 pitch. Dunn hits one in the air to left field. Hit pretty well. Giving chase is Vernon Wells. Pulls up at the wall. Reaches up. And did he make the catch? He did. Nice play by Vernon Wells as he bangs into the wall and left. And there's the first out here in the 4th.
That's what Adam Dunn does well, so you anticipate going back. You know, of course, the wind not blowing really helps this one stay in the ballpark. Let's get all the way around in what is a very tough sky here, especially on that left side.
So Dunn now 0 for 2 with a couple of fly balls to left. Here's Viciedo, the left fielder. He swings the first one, pops it up on the first base side. It's into the seats. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. A 0-1 count on Diane Viciedo. Takes that pitch a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's out of a place called Remedios in Cuba. Really came into his own last year. Finally got a chance to play every day. Answered the bell with 25 home runs.
The pitch missing a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And Viciedo is one of those guys that you can get to expand his strike zone a little bit if you make a mistake. He certainly has the power potential to drive it out of any ballpark. Big swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Down goes Viciedo. 2 outs.
Take that pitch sequence right there from Jason Vargas, and that is pretty much bread and butter. Guy with a big swing, as Victor talks about. You take the swing, you learn from it. You can see how far Viciedo wants to spread the zone, and you yourself keep spreading that zone.
Connor Gillespie will step up with 2 outs. Nobody on base. Gillespie, the third baseman, left-handed batter. He's 0 for 1. He lined out to Howie Kendrick in the second. Swings the first one, lofts it in the air to shallow left. Here comes Vernon Wells. In and toward the foul line. Glasses gleaming with that sunshine, makes a catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Vargas. Went to the bottom of the fourth. 3-1 Angels. On the Angels Baseball Network at Fox Sports West. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-1. Angels on top. Vernon Wells to lead things off. He'll be followed by Alberto Callaspo and then Hank Conger. As John Danks delivers a slow breaking pitch. It misses upstairs for ball 1. Danks in his 4th inning of work. A couple of strikeouts and a walk. 4 hits allowed. Wells pops this one up. Shallow left center field. The center fielder, Tikoti, comes in, makes the call on the catch, and there's the first down. Vernon now 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Couple of fly balls to center field for him. And here comes Alberto Callaspo.
Very similar swings, too. Seems like he's lifting and loading, and the ball is beating him. And Danks will do that. If you can load up too much and don't pull the trigger early, that fastball heavy on your hands will get to you.
Alberto's 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. Looks at an off-speed pitch in for a strike. I'm pretty impressed, to say the least, as far as Danks is concerned, having had that surgery on his shoulder in August of last year. Granted, it was August. They didn't wait till the offseason as Alberto swings and misses. It's quickly 0-2, but he's got some life on his pitches. Looks like he's got a little velocity. He's never been an overpowering guy, but he looks pretty good.
I like what I see, especially, he's pitching too. He's not just throwing, he's pitching right now.
That one missed down and away.
You can tell there's going to be some tweaking and adjusting and with things that maybe he was able to do before the surgery.
Yeah.
He's got one of the best guys in that dugout. Don Cooper, the pitching coach, is remarkable with these guys.
1-2 is hit in the air to left field. Viciedo's giving chase. He had to spin around for a second. Now backpedals, gets turned around. That ball bounces on the warning track and over the wall. A ground rule double for Alberto Callaspo on what should have been a routine out. Just Viciedo had horrible footwork in left field, and that'll put a base runner in scoring position for the Angels.
You just never know this guy here in Arizona. A ball that was up in the air for a long time. We see Vernon Wells, he's pretty much made everything look easy in left field, but it's not an easy sky and not an easy part of the field to be in. But what Visiero didn't do was get to a spot and then try to find the ball. He was trying to find the ball as he's trying to get a spot. Not easy to do.
So here's Hank Conger. One out, a man in scoring position. Hank looks at his strike. He popped out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Team leader in runs batted in this spring with 10. This one yanked foul. Yanked out in front of the off-speed pitch. It's an 0-2 count. Well, you can tell spring break is in the air. A lot of folks here.
Oh, Thursday. That's
on a
great.
Thursday. I was very surprised.
Wonderful.
The berms filled out left center field. This one's fouled back to the screen on a fastball away.
That's a beautiful swing, especially after you yank a ball foul to your pull side, and then you're able to stay on something outside in the outer half.
And why don't we do the post-game show from the berm?
It's a good idea.
Let's do it.
Is there enough cable? Cameras?
There's cameras in center field. Can't we just use one of those? 0-2. This one ripped down the left field line. That's going to head toward the corner for extra base as she goes. Callasco comes in to score. Conger in his second. The Angels with back-to-back doubles here in the fourth. And it makes it 4-1 Halos.
Well, Conger continues to drive the ball. That's RBI number 11 for him. And that's a pretty good at-bat all the way around. Looked the pitches, tracked them well, defended well. That 0-2 pitch really impressed me. Then another spinner that doesn't do a whole lot for Danks, and Conger continues to tear the baseball apart. With that being said, Victor, the main issue you know very well with young catchers, throwing the baseball, has been the issue for Hank Conger, which needs to be fixed here very quickly.
He's standing at second base. Brendan Harris, the batter, and the shortstop takes outside. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Harris is 0 for 1. Grounded out in the second inning to the second baseman, Gordon Beckham. 6 hits so far this afternoon for the Angels. Harris bounces this one back toward the middle. Beckham dives, knocks it down, has no play. It's an infield base hit, but he saved a run. Nice play by Gordon Beckham going to his right. And the Angels will have runners at first and third with 1 out here in the fourth inning. Robin Ventura, the skipper of the White Sox, making his way out, and that's going to be it as Danks has hit his limit on the pitch count. So a pitching change here, Tempe Diablo. The Angels with a couple of men on, 1 out here in the fourth. The Angels leading it by the score 4-1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Still here in the bottom of the fourth inning, a pitching change for the White Sox. So the Angels on top by the score of 4-1. A big crowd on hand at Tempe Diablo Stadium as Robin Ventura has handed the ball off to the former Los Angeles Dodger. Ramon Troncoso.
Well, he was a guy that was a go-to guy, rubber arm type of guy. And he's on the comeback trail where Troncoso has not had a good going as of late, but certainly here in spring training, so far so good. He's been very dependable. He leads his staff now in appearances, and that sinker ball seems to be on again.
Native of the Dominican Republic will face Mike Trout, who steps in. Conger standing at third base. Harris over at first. And Trout looks at a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. Mike is 2 for 2 so far this afternoon. Home run, a solo shot leading off the bottom of the first. Doubled and scored in the third inning.
Interesting setup for Troncoso. Boy, he almost turns his back to the hitter from the stretch as he's getting ready.
It's jammed and bounces one towards short. Alexi Ramirez with a backhand fires the second. They force out Harris. The only play they had is Conger scores. And it's a 5-1 Angels lead. Nice play by Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop.
That man can play the game, man. He's good at positioning, very smart player, takes control of that infield, and he knows his only play is going to be at second base. So he gets to this ball, slides, and fires away quickly to Gordon Beckham. So again, situational hitting, putting the ball in play, has played well for the Angels here today.
Trout reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 outs now. Howie Kendrick coming up. Wasn't there a hitter that batted like Troncoso sets up? Kind of his, was it
John
Walkenfuss, right? That's what I thought. Tigers?
Back with the Tigers.
Left-handed batter?
He was a righty.
Was he righty?
And I recall weren't his feet almost like evened up or something?
Yeah. Yeah. It was the oddest stance I'd ever seen.
Quite a setup. Well, as Herpin Troncoso had the ball, because that fastball he threw, Trout really got on him quickly.
His shoulders are almost square to second as Trout takes off on the pitch. A throw down by Flowers is one hopper that goes off the glove of Beckham and trickles into shallow center, but Ramirez is there to back it up. Would have been an interesting play at second base if Beckham comes up with that, if they do get Trout, because Flowers got rid of the baseball very quickly.
He did, and a lot of times it doesn't matter just how perfect that throw is. It's just how quickly you get it there for somebody to apply the tag. But once again, speed and the desperation of getting it out. Not only does it rush the pitcher, it rushes a catcher, and it rushes a guy at second base trying to apply the tag.
Second stolen base of the spring for Trout. He's in scoring position now. A 1-0 count on Howie Kendrick. He rips one into right field. Slicing away from Dwayne Wise. He can't get it. It'll trickle all the way to the wall. Trout is in to score. Kendrick is rounding second. He is eyeing third, and he is in there safely with an RBI triple. Make it 6-1 Angels.
All right, we can say it. Howie Kendrick is ready for April 1st to be here. He continues to just tattoo the ball to every part of the field. And nothing new for Howie Kendrick to be hitting over 500 in the spring. This happens pretty much every single spring. Better that than to talk about a guy that's always hitting 125 in the spring, I would say.
You're so used to seeing a guy like Dwayne Wise play center field. Perhaps a limited amount of time in right field, hurting him there. That ball tailed away from him with a right-handed batter. Because he tried to take an angle as if he was going to make a catch on that ball. Went right toward the foul line as opposed to breaking back on the baseball as Pujols takes a little bit high, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Look what happened yesterday with Josh Hamilton.
Yep.
Ball that rolled by him. So almost didn't know which way that ball was going to be cutting across that grass.
Now he's standing at third base. Albert bounces this one foul. Dino Evil backs up, barehands it. Will flip it to a fan in the crowd. The count is evened up. 1 ball, 1 strike on Albert, who so far this afternoon 1 for 2. A single in the first and a ground ball to second into third inning. A 3-run 4th inning for the Angels thus far. Five of the 6 runs getting charged to John Danks. Breaking pitch inside corner, catches the first strike, and it's 1-2.
Those front door breaking balls are dangerous if you try to make them in there, but when they happen by accident, it could be a good friend. That really made Pujols flinch.
And Albert rips one into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. An RBI single will bring home Howie Kendrick. 7-1 Angels.
So Pujols, we've seen three things from him today that really have to please you as a fan, and mainly if you're going to be evaluating him in the staff. Hart single to the left side, first inning on a slider. Moving a guy over, 4-3, man at second base, nobody out. He gives up the at-bat. And now, after flinching on a pitch he didn't see very well, stays right there close enough and lines it to center field for the RBI.
Luis Rodriguez takes over as the pinch runner at first base for Albert. But Pujols finishes off the afternoon going 2 for 3, picking up his 4th run batted in. Here's Josh Hamilton. No official at bat for him so far this afternoon. He walked in the first and had a sac fly in the 3rd inning. First one on the way to Hamilton. He bounces this one to the left side, and Gillespie, the third baseman, can't handle it. Trickles off his glove into shallow left. Advancing to second base is Rodriguez. And Gillespie will get charged with an error. So the Halos have runners at first and second with 2 outs. And Mark Trumbo will step up. The Angels have batted around here in the 4th.
It's a swing you'll see once in a while from Josh Hamilton, but not very often. What he did is he took the sinker ball the other way, hit it hard, and as hard as this ground is getting, that was a tough hop out there for Gillespie. A ball that, of course, should have been caught. And somebody that knows a little bit about third base and Gold Gloves out there watching is manager Robin Ventura.
RBI opportunity here for Mark. 0 for 2 so far in this one. A strikeout, a bouncer back to the mound. First one from Troncoso is a slider. He catches the corner. It's an 0-1 count. Trouble probably very happy that John Danks no longer in the game. He took that one big rip on that fastball that he was on, just fouled it. But from that point forward, Danks gave him a nice healthy dose of off-speed pitches.
He had him. In the first at bat, 3-1, 3-2 changeups.
Here's the 0-1 fastball upstairs. Good life on that one from Troncoso.
Definitely.
1-1.
Troncoso this offseason, Victor, took a line drive right to the mouth, lost 4 teeth playing for Azucareros in the Dominican Republic. Had to be sewn off. I mean, he was on the ground and bloody on that mound. And to not see him even flinch when he delivers a pitch is pretty remarkable. You know, for a lot of guys that stay there for a while and they end up recoiling a lot, not finishing pitches. A linea right off of the lips. 4 teeth gone.
Trumbo took a strike, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 7-1 Angels. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, 2 on. Rodriguez, the pinch runner at second. Josh Hamilton at first. Nice job by Mark laying off the breaking ball. The count is evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Troncoso spent all of last year at AAA Albuquerque. 45 games there, 4-1 record, a 6.67 ERA. He was stellar for the Dodgers in 2009. 73 games and a 5-4 record and a 2.72 earned run average. The 2-2, little jam shot, roller to third. Gillespie fields it near the bag, touches the base with his glove, thus forcing Rodriguez to end the inning. But the Halos strike for 4 here in the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. Angels leading at 7-1 on the Angels Baseball Network at Fox Sports West. of Cactus League action. The Angels leading this one by the score of 7-1. Great crowd on hand on a warm Thursday afternoon. And if you're coming to the Valley of the Sun over the weekend, bring some shorts and some flip-flops and some light T-shirts because it is going to be hot in the 90s. The Angels are back here at Tempe Diablo tomorrow. They're on the road against the Oakland Athletics on Saturday at Phoenix Muni. And then back here at Tempe Diablo on Sunday. All of those games on Fox Sports West.
The funny thing is we go through so many of the changes here in spring training. The first week it's like 50 degrees. Game time temperature, DC saying 52. Around that time you see the crowds trying to get in the sun.
Right.
You can tell when it starts getting hot because that concourse level right now is quite busy.
No question. Alexi Ramirez leading things off, took a strike, and he'll take a second one here on a fastball from Vargas, and it's an 0-2 count. I was pretty comfortable sitting at home watching you guys in your jackets, your parkas, doing the post-game shows.
It was cold, needless to say.
It looked it. 0-2 breaking ball, lifted foul, and out of play on the first base side. Count remains at the balls and 2 strikes. But it is a dry heat after all here in the desert. Folks seem to love soaking in the sunshine. The cold is fairly dry as well.
Yeah, it is. Making that trek to the gym in the morning. Coming back, oh my goodness.
A lot of lotion, Jose. A lot of lotion. 1-2. Lifted in the air, down a line. Ramirez was fooled on it. Wells giving chase, runs out of room as that ball bounces into the bullpen area, the foul territory.
Hey, Vernon Wells, a veteran man, going all out on this one. He's in a tough spot. I mean, mentally, just consider what he's going through. And all he's to do, the way he can help himself by playing hard and putting up some numbers. I mean, there's still a hope that somebody will notice and wants to bring him aboard from the outside.
Another 1-2, and Ramirez strikes out, swinging on a high fastball. Down he goes for the first down here, the 5th.
Yes, and I know there's people listening going, how tough will he have it? He's got $42 million coming to him. Well, let's go point out, when you have the uniform on, you want to play somewhere for somebody.
Well, at some point, you get tired of.
And yes, his bank account is not going to suffer.
Right.
But guys take a lot of pride in performing and getting the job done.
Here's Josh Bell. Bell serving as the DH today. Came up as a third baseman. A strikeout victim in the third. So he's 0 for 1. Fastball is in there.
One of the best stories with Vladdy Guerrero here in spring training is, of course, he made, $1 zillion. One of the most exciting days for Vladdy in spring training, meal money day. You figure, come on, Vlad. Really? Oh, it's Tuesday. They got to give my big envelope today. I'm like, wow. So he wasn't thinking about the other salary. He's thinking about get a little cash there.
Play money. This one off the end of the bat, trickling up the first base line, but it bounces foul.
And
2-2.
That is also the day, as you know very well, that you don't want the traveling secretary to be giving that money around and not find you.
Right.
Because that's usually the day somebody says, come here, we got to talk to you.
Or the traveling secretary says, you know what? I left yours in my office. Let me go get it. That's when the equipment manager taps you on the shoulder. Skip wants to see you.
Ouch.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Bell. Off speed pitch, got him looking down. Goes Bell. Back-to-back punch outs for Vargas. 2 outs here in the 5th.
Jason Vargas is pitching. He has found a groove, and he is using pretty much everything to his advantage right now, including guys going up there now guessing. Guys are going to see him and have seen him now for a second time.
So Tyler Flowers will step up, 7-1. Angels on top here in the 5th. Flowers swings the first one and rolls it foul at the third base line. Flowers drew a walk and scored a run in the 3rd inning. As a matter of fact, Jason Vargas allowed just 2 base runners in this ballgame. The walk to Flowers with 1 out. The triple by Blake Tecote, who's on deck. That's it. 5 punch outs, 1 walk, 1 hit allowed for Jason Vargas.
He's right around the 60 pitch mark right now.
0-1 pitch. Almost got Flowers to chase it. The check swing is checked over at first. He did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, that didn't miss by much. A cut fastball down and in. And if you recall, in the 3rd inning, the previous plate appearance for Flowers, that was a pitch that he fouled off his foot and then eventually worked the walk from there. 2-1. This down low. 3 balls and a strike. And Flowers seems to be tracking the baseball fairly well.
That was a smart pitch. Now, Vargas was thinking velocity in the first one. He didn't swing. Let me use the same spot, same lane, and see if he bites on it. Change up and does not. You're right. He's tracking it very well.
3-1 pitch is a fastball in for a strike. Flowers had flipped the bat toward the on-deck circle, thinking he had a walk. It's a pretty good pitch in at the knees.
Dana DeMuth doing a good job staying right with it. This goes back to the consistency shown pretty much throughout the afternoon by Vargas to get that pitch.
So full count with 2 outs. Vargas with a windup the pitch. This one hit in the air to center field. Trout on his horse, drifting back, still going back, pulls up at the wall. That's off the fence. Flowers in at second with a 2-out double. Put a charge into that one.
He's done a good job seeing so many pitches and finally get something where he could extend. But the best thing Flowers did as a hitter is keep looking outside. At some point, Vargas will either throw the changeup or try to get you with a fastball. And he really tattooed that one.
And Vargas wishes he could have that one back because that's going to be his last batter. Mike Scioscia is out to the mound. It's going to take the baseball. We've got ourselves a pitching change here. Tempe Diablo, great outing for Jason Vargas. His 3rd outing of the spring as a member of the Angels. He departs with a 7-1 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Great start for Jason Vargas. The Angels leading it by the score of 7-1. He departs after 67 pitches and property at second at base. Tyler Flowers, a 2-out double off of Vargas. It's the 2nd hit of the afternoon that Vargas had allowed, with 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. Mike Scioscia's turned the ball over to Matt Oye, the product of Washington State University.
Matthew brings an ERA of 10.80 in 2 games for the Angels so far. And they have given him a chance to see what he can do with that sinker ball, the slider, the changeup, and hopefully because he has pitched now a couple of times. He'll be more settled, and mainly for him, keep the ball down and trust that movement.
Halo signed him as a non-drafted free agent in 2009. Spent last year at AA Arkansas. A 4-6 mark, a 3.85 ERA, 34 games. That included 15 starts, and he also had 4 saves. Primarily a reliever throughout his minor league career up until last year, which he got those 15 starts. He'll come on with 2 outs here in the 5th. We'll face Blake Tecote. Tecote with an RBI triple in the 3rd inning. It's his 2nd triple of the spring. He lays off the first pitch, just missing outside of the left-handed batter, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Josh Hamilton shallow in right field. Mike Trout a little bit shallow in center, and a couple of steps toward the alley in right center field. Infield for the Halos pretty much straight up. 1-0 pitch. That caught the inside corner for a strike. Good fastball from Oye.
Not a bad idea. He started off with a changeup, just missing away, comes back with a fastball. But the one thing I did notice very clearly, at least from up here, is Victor, how much he slows down his body when he throws that changeup. Big league hitters, well, smell that and really damage you with that over the course of a season.
1-1 on the way. Check swing. That ball ended up in the dirt, smothered by Conger. Tecote did not go around. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, the Angels trying to get a win here. A 6-run lead. Tell the rest of the young guys in that bullpen try to get it done here. Blew a lead yesterday because of a costly error in left field.
Tecote pulls one down the right field line. Not hit very deep. Sounded like he broke his bat. Going into the seats. Foul. The count is now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tecote did not break his bat. Checked it after he made contact. So 2-2. Dwight Wise, the leadoff man, stands on deck. A 7-1 Angels lead. Here at the top of the 5th inning. Halos with a run in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and a 4-run 4th inning. A couple of glances back by Oye. 2-2 pitches upstairs. Good fastball. Full count now.
Tehan Conger trying to calm him down. It seems like he's trying to just be way too fine.
Oye is set at the belt. 3-2. Tecote. This one in the air toward right. Drifting back on it is Hamilton. He's under it. Shading his eyes with the glove. Makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. No runs, a hit, 1 man. Left in scoring position. We hit to the bottom of the 5th. 7-1 Halos on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas with Jose Mota. Bottom of the fifth at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels with a 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And a new pitcher is on in relief for Robin Ventura. It's left-hander Hector Santiago taking over for Ramon Troncoso.
Santiago did a good job for the White Sox last year. A few starts, but mainly in relief. Comes in and throws strikes, and he does have a put-away pitch to the breaking ball. Average over a strikeout in inning last year. One of the pleasant surprises for Robin Ventura.
Threw the ball well last year, as you pointed out. There's Robin.
And good old Don Cooper.
Yep.
One of the great characters of this game. The White Sox pitching coach.
And one of the biggest characters in the game. Mark Parent to Robin Ventura's right.
Literally.
Big league catcher.
Literally. One of the biggest characters.
It's unbelievable to me that guy that size was a big league catcher as well. Swings to the first pitch from Santiago, pops it up to shallow right. Gordon Beckham cutting across to his left is under it. Makes the catch, and there's out number one.
Let me tell you something else about Mark Parent. As big as he is, when I was with the Padres back in 90-91 over in Vegas, guess who used to send me shoes from the big leagues? Mark Parent, size 9.
He was a size 9
shoe. Yes.
I thought he was sending you shoes because he had a big foot and you needed an apartment to live in.
Size 9 shoe.
Alberto Callaspo looks at his strike.
You know, we wore those brown.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, they're attractive.
Where am I going to buy brown shoes?
What's it, the
baseball?
brown with the gold?
Yeah, with the white.
With the white.
So Mark Parent's like, I'll take care of you.
Callaspo hits one in the air to left center field. Viciado coming on, makes the basket catch, and then ends up diving after the fact as the momentum took him into the grass. Nice play by the White Sox left fielder. 2 outs here to start the bottom of the fifth.
Well, Viciado learned his lesson. He comes in this time after coasting on a ball he should have caught earlier and does a good job of the first step, first jump, and cutting across and not coming straight across, but kind of rounding that ball. So yes, Victor, one of those Tiger Asics shoes, those Asics.
Yeah.
Oh, he sent me plenty of those.
Hank Conger takes ball one on a fastball from Santiago. Hank is 1 for 2, an RBI double with a run score of the fourth. Conger now with 11 runs batted in this spring. Takes another fastball away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Chicago White Sox. The Angels with 7 runs, 9 hits, and no errors as Hank pops this one up on the first base side. Adam Dunn is back there into the grass. He gets called off by Beckham. And the little man calls off the big donkey, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the fifth. We'll head to the sixth. Terry Smith will have the call when we return. The Angels leading at 7-1 on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Back at Tempe Diablo Stadium, Angel is very comfortable lead for the Halos. 7-1 right now. They're leading the Chicago White Sox, and plenty of changes as the Angels give the regular players heading out like Trout, Howie Kendrick, and company. New arm on the mound for the Angels as lefty Scott Downs. And now for the play-by-play for the rest of the game. Here he is, gentlemen, ladies, once again, the one and only Terry Smith.
All right, thank you, Jose. And sure enough, I knew I'd get back and they'd change everything all around. So,
as we say, way to go.
You got it. We'll pick things up as we go here. Wholesale changes for the Angels across the infield. The only starter still in the game, Brendan Harris. He remains at short. New second baseman, Andrew Romine, as Scott Downs delivers, and Wayne Wise takes a pitch for a called strike. The new first baseman for the Angels is Efren Navarro. New third baseman, Luis Jimenez. And there's a whole new look in the outfield as well. 0-1 pitch, lifted in the air into right field. The new right fielder is Cole Calhoun. He goes back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Wise has just taken Downs out of the ballpark. And it's 7-2 Angels.
It's not something you want to see, and certainly Scott Downs shocked by how quickly Wise got that barrel through the zone, down and in wheelhouse right there for a left-handed batter. It was a sinker ball that obviously did not catch enough off the plate.
So that's the second home run for Dwayne Wise this spring. Gordon Beckham is the batter. He's a right-handed hitter, and he rips the ball into left field. Going back, reaching up, putting it away is the new left fielder, Scott Cousins. That's the first out. That ball was hit hard as well. Scott Downs, as he works for the Angels, is appearing in his third game this spring. He had worked 2 innings coming into this ball game. And Downs has allowed 4 hits. Couple home runs now this spring. He's yet to walk or strike out a batter. Big Adam Dunn is the batter. Here's the pitch on the lefty swinger. That's in there for a strike. Dunn goes about 6'6", 285 pounds. He was the comeback player of the year in the American League last year, the pitch, and he takes that one low.
Terry, he's one of those guys that even though he plays for an opponent, you feel good about an Adam Dunn bouncing back and doing well. I mean, he's one of the good guys in baseball, man. Funny guy.
Yep.
They call him Big Country. A big donkey, too.
Here's a pitch that he takes low. He blasted 41 homers last year. He hit only 204. And he was an all-star last season, second time selected as an all-star in his big league career.
You can count on home runs, walks, and plenty of strikeouts.
Here's the pitch, and that is a called strike. You're right about the strikeouts. He was 1 shy of the major league record last year. He had 222 strikeouts last season. He also walked 105 times. And even with all those strikeouts, his on-base percentage wasn't terrible. It was .333. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul on the right side.
It helps when you walk, and I know many people with the Saber Matrix love the walks and the on-base percentage for guys like Adam Dunn, but I would prefer to see a guy like this sacrifice some of those walks and just swing the bat. Here's Hack. You get paid to hit home runs, not to walk.
Here's the next pitch. And there's one lifted high and deep into right field, but this one will stay in the ballpark a few feet from the rim of the track in right. Calhoun puts it away, and that'll be the second out.
I don't know, Terry. I see a lot of comfortable swings right now against Scott Downs. Seems like the ball's to staying up. Maybe velocity is down. Maybe not enough movement. This one hit slightly off the end of the bat, and Dunn had a pretty good hack at it.
So here's Viciedo, who made the nice catch in the left field last half inning, and the pitch. That one is a pitch he takes for a called strike. Viciedo has gone 0 for 2 today. one of a couple of Cuban-born players in their lineup. Ramirez, the shortstop, also a Cuban defector, and the pitch. That's a slow off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. 0-2 the count.
Nick Barandi gets ready in the Angels bullpen, left-handed. The Gator.
Next delivery, it's popped up foul behind the plate. The new catcher is John Hester. He's going to run out of room a couple rows back. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Preciado batting. His nickname is the Tank. Former Cuban teammate of our old friend Kendrys Morales.
El Tanque. You'll see Kendrys tomorrow. Hopefully he'll make the trip down here as the Angels see the Mariners.
Yep. We'll be here in Tempe tomorrow. The pitch, that one's waved at and missed, and Downs got him, struck him out. The inning is over. Started off with a home run ball off the bat of Wise, and then Downs retires the next 3 in a row. A run on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. Bottom of the 6th is coming up. The Angels have a 7-2 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Looks like we have a few changes for the visitors as well. We'll pick up the new look outfield for the White Sox. They have a couple of changes there. Also a new right side of the infield. Santiago is on the hill. His first full inning of relief, and at the plate is a pinch hitter, Tommy Field, for the Angels. He's batting for Brendan Harris. Will probably take over for him at shortstop as well. Harris went 1 for 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch on Tommy Field. He takes that one for a strike. He's in the hole. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
I'll tell you, he's not messing around, man. He works fast, and he's throwing pretty much everything for a strike.
And the next delivery, and that one misses. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next delivery. It's lined right up the middle, and that's a good job at 2-strike hitting. A base hit for Field to start off the Angels' 6th.
Well, Field learned a few things by watching Santiago throw that previous inning about staying on that changeup. And the best thing that happened is he took the first pitch changeup for a strike and pretty much was able to gauge speed and also the tumbling action. It was deliberate. He stays right with it, right through the box.
So here's Jimenez. This is his first time up. He's hitting out a Howie Kendrick spot. Howie had a good ball game. A couple of RBI doubles, couple of runs scored. Kendrick was 2 for 3. Mike Trout had another good day for the Angels. All he did was bat 3 times and score 3 runs and drive in 2 runs.
That's it? That's all he did?
That was it.
Jeez.
2 for 3 for Trout, including a homer. Also had a stolen base.
Poor guy never contributes.
0-1 is the count on Jimenez. John Hester is waiting on deck. It'll be his first time up, and there's a pitch that's missed in the outfield now for the White Sox. They have Jared Mitchell playing in left field. He replaces Dayan Viciedo. And in right field, Jordan Danks. He takes over for Dwayne Wise. Jordan Danks is the younger brother of John Danks, who started the game today for Chicago. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off on the right side. New look right side of the infield. Carlos Sanchez replaces Gordon Beckham at second base for Chicago. And the new first baseman is Brent Morel. He replaces Adam Dunn.
Luis Jimenez has done a fine job this spring, hitting .308, .424 on base percentage, and this is his 15th game already. He and J.B. Shuck lead the Angels players in games played with 15. And Jimenez, Mike Scioscia was talking about his versatility too. He's gotten a lot of looks, not only in his natural position third base, but also at first base. Still learning the game, Terry. Still maturing. Some things that obviously go along with a young Dominican player.
Here's the next pitch. That's low and inside. Got him to move his feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Angels have pulled all of their starting lineup here today. The starting pitcher for the Angels today was Jason Vargas, and he did a nice job. Went 4 2/3, gave up only 2 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 1, struck out 5. Toss again over to first and field back. We've seen Matt Oye and also Scott Downs for the Angels. Santiago taking a little time between pitches, now ready, and the next delivery poked in the air into shallow right center. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Field got a good read. He's going to go first to third and easily beat the throw. So it's a base hit for Jimenez. 2 on, nobody out here in the 6th inning, and John Hester will be the next batter.
A very good approach for a guy throwing a changeup. Hey, be late and see if you get jammed, and maybe you could even fight off a fastball, which is exactly here what Jimenez does, punching the ball the other way. Nice aggressive base run. Anticipation there after Jimenez drops it in. Fields thinking first and third all the way.
So here's Hester. He's gone 3 for 15 this spring. He's driven in a couple of runs. He bats with runners at the corners. Left-hander Hector Santiago. He began last season as the White Sox closer, but then lost that spot. Here's a pitch he misses low. Santiago fastball. He's got a good arm. He'll top out about 96. He throws a slider, and his changeup is a screwball, and he has a pretty good screwball. Next delivery. That's right in there for a called strike on Hester. 1-1 the count. Waiting on deck for the Angels is Luis Rodriguez. He's yet to bat. Next pitch, that comes in and catches Hester. He's hit by the pitch. And now the Angels have the bases loaded. So some trouble right now for Santiago. And Rodriguez has a chance to do some damage here with runners everywhere and nobody out. White Sox bullpen is quiet. Here's the pitch. Rodriguez takes, and that one misses a little bit high for a ball.
Well, the Angels can use all the runs available right now. Yes, winning matters in spring training. Let's not get fooled here. You're not going to win a pennant in spring training, but the Angels are 3-11 with 3 ties.
Here's the next pitch, and taking that one for a called strike is Rodriguez. Rodriguez has had a good spring with the bat, hitting .375. He's driven in 9 runs with the, or 4 runs with the 9 hits that he's had so far this spring. Yes, for a time, steps out of the batter's box. A little bit of a breeze blowing from right to left here in Tempe. Here's the next delivery. It's high and outside. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Santiago had a clean inning last inning, but he's off to a shaky start here in the Angels' 6th. 3 straight have reached base safely, bases loaded, and the next pitch, that one misses low on Rodriguez. 3-1.
If you watch Santiago's delivery in that first inning you're talking about, Terry, back in the 5th, and watch him now, it's night and day. Even his back leg, the way he's finishing pitches, there's none of that. He's not finishing off pitches well. He's almost pointing towards the glove and not throwing to or through the glove.
3-1. Hit high in the air into shallow left field. Jared Mitchell, the new left fielder, is camping under in fair ground. Runner is going to tag at third, and the throw to the plate is late as coming in will be Field on the sacrifice fly. The Angels add on. It's now 8-2.
And once again, the Angels get it done by taking advantage of a couple of base hits, aggressive base running first to third, the walk, and again, good situational hitting due to very good and ideal pitch selection.
So coming in is Field. The other 2 runners, Jimenez and Hester, did not advance, and Shuck will be the batter. This will be his first time up. He's hitting out of Josh Hamilton's cleanup spot. Josh was 0 for 1 today with an RBI. He had a walk, a sac fly, and he also reached on an error. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch on Shuck. Outside, it misses. 1-0 the count. Shuck has done a good job this spring, and the times he's had a chance to see some action.
Yeah.
7 for 24.
Jared DePoto was telling us that before the game today.
And he swings at that one and pops it foul on the left side. Chasing in foul territory, just running out of the room, is Mitchell. So the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota, our producer engineer Darren Chan. Victor Rojas was in for the last few innings. Here from Tempe, the Angels up 8-2 against the White Sox here in the 6th. The pitch low and away. 2-1 the count. The Angels haven't posted a victory since their win against the Padres a week ago. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. The White Sox, they lost their game yesterday against Cleveland. They were off on Tuesday, and their last win was Monday when they beat the Rockies. Two and 2 is the count, and the next delivery, that one is low and away.
His pitches are accumulating. Robin Ventura is keeping a close eye because he has made way too many.
So it's a full count. There is some action in the bullpen for Chicago. The payoff pitch. Shuck lifts a drive into right center field. Chasing after it is Danks. He has a beat on it. He'll make the catch in deep right center. Tagging at second, moving on to third base, will be Jimenez on the fly out. And with 2 gone, Cole Calhoun will be the next batter. Calhoun will be hitting out a Trumbo spot. Mark went 0 for 3 today. This will be Cole Calhoun's first at bat. White Sox finished in second place last year in the AL Central. And they were a team that had a lead for a long time in that division.
No kidding. I mean, it came down to the last week.
Yep.
After all the promise. The Tigers, the powerful Tigers, this and that, and just Tigers not able to catch on. And then, as you mentioned, very disheartening last week of the season for Chicago.
Pitch on Calhoun. It's a ball, 1-0. The White Sox led the AL Central for 117 days last year. And then in their final 15 games last season, they won 4 of them. They had a 3-game lead with 15 games left, and the Tigers eventually caught them and won the division. White Sox went 12-18 last September, so they really faded, and they're hoping that they can play a lot better second half baseball here in the upcoming 2013 season.
And then Jim Leyland with Detroit just kept that team believing. Stay within striking distance, and they ended up making it all the way to the World Series.
2-0 pitch. Calhoun takes ball 3, 3-0.
Well, Mike Scioscia enjoying a little time over there by the railing in the Angels dugout. You don't see that very often. Mike Scioscia in the Angels dugout in spring training.
Yeah, usually he's seated near the Angels on deck circle.
And there's where Mike Scioscia goes to work, talking baseball with the young players. It's a thing of beauty. And also take away some of the intimidation factor, Terry.
Right.
With Big Mike, you know. Young players see their manager coming around like, oh, gosh.
Here's a pitch up and in on Calhoun. He has a walk. The inning isn't over yet. He could be getting close to being over for Santiago. And now Don Cooper, their pitching coach, is going to go out and have a word with him. He has labored in this inning. It's the first batter he's walked since coming in. But he's also hit one in this inning.
Well, groups of 20 or more can now experience Angels games in a whole new way. Terry, you know what that is? The new Trout Farm, presented by Smile Generation, is now the official cheering section for outfielder Mike Trout. And groups sitting in this section will receive an exclusive Trout Farm shirt with their purchase. For more information and to get your tickets, call 888-796-HALO. Again, the Trout Farm, presented by Smile Generation, the official cheering section for outfielder Mike Trout.
Yep. I want to get a hold of the Mike Trout fish sticks when we get to the Big A. That's what I'm excited to see.
Fish sticks that you can eat?
No, these are kind of like the Thunder sticks.
Oh.
But they're
you said fish sticks.
Well, they're the Mike Trout fish sticks.
All right.
Well, I'll eat a few fish sticks as well, but I'm talking about the new fish sticks coming to the Big A.
Oh, we're always talking food up here, so we're thinking food.
That's right. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. This is Andrew Romine. This is his first at bat today. He's batting out of Vernon Wells' spot. Vernon went 0 for 3. It's 8-2 Angels here in the 6th. And there's a pitch high and away. 2-1 the count. No breeze to speak of. We should be getting the official attendance here shortly. And 2-1 pitch. Checks his swing, taps the ball to third. Gillespie has it, and the throw is in time, and the inning is over. So after all that, Santiago does minimize the damage. The Angels get 1 run in the inning, had 2 hits, had a batter hit by a pitch, a batter walk, and the Angels end up leaving the bases loaded. We're headed to the 7th. The Angels have an 8-2 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Don't forget the Angels 5K and Fun Run will take place on March the 30th, and that's coming up in a little over 2 weeks. Participants will run a course through the Big A, receive a commemorative shirt and a ticket to watch the Halos take on the Dodgers later that night. For more info and to sign up, visit angels.com/5K, and proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. So a couple of changes. Nick Miranda is the new pitcher. Tommy Field will stay in the game and take over at shortstop. And the batter will be Connor Gillespie, who's gone 0 for 2 today. Scott Downs, who worked last inning in the 6th, gave up a hit. It was the home run to Wise. 1 run earned. He didn't walk, and he struck out a batter. And now Miranda, who's had his ups and downs so far this spring, will take over in relief, and the first pitch is a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes.
It would be good to see Miranda come in here and establish the fastball, go out there and trust it, but don't sit too much on the breaking ball. Establish number 1, just like that. Seems like he's been tinkering, maybe putting a little too much pressure on himself and trying to be too perfect. Again, nothing that hasn't been seen around with young pitchers in spring training.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is thrown right by Gillespie. It's 1-2.
2 very good pitches. Called in the outer half and then ties him up with a fastball running in.
Rondé appearing for the 5th time this spring. 5 2/3 innings, allowing 11 hits and 8 earned runs. His ERA is in double figures. He's walked 4 in those 5 2/3 while striking out 6. Pitch missed for a ball. It's 2-2. Here's the next delivery, and that one is high. It's ball 3. So Miranda, who's had some location issues this spring, has worked a full count to the first batter he faces today.
Mike Bush is trying to keep it simple for him. Hit the glove, go and get right after it. You have good enough stuff.
And on the 3-2, he lets him off the hook, and he has a leadoff walk. So Gillespie is on for the first time today, and the batter is Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. Angels with a 6-run lead as we get the 7th going here in Tempe. The pitch, that's a called strike. Ramirez has lined one back to the mound and has struck out. The White Sox have managed only 3 hits today. And there's one that's fouled back. One of the strange things about this game so far, they've yet to get a single. Their 3 hits are a double, a triple, and a home run.
Terry, whatever works. You'll need some outs, especially here later in the game where you've seen a lot of leads just go away.
And there's a pitch that got away from Miranda, and it got a piece of Ramirez. He's walking gingerly right now, and they're going to just bring in a pinch runner to run for him after getting hit by the pitch.
Never want to see this happen with one of your regular star players. But again, Miranda overthrowing this one. Really gets away from him. Ramirez does not have a whole lot of meat to work with, and this one got him right on the bone.
Steve Tollefson will be the pinch runner. Tollefson's father, Wayne, former big league player, infielder. Here's the pitch. That one is swung on and missed by Josh Bell, the switch hitter, and the count 0-1. Here's the next pitch on Bell, and he cuts it that one and misses it. Josh Bell last year saw limited action with the Diamondbacks in 21 games. He hit just .173. Here's the pitch. That's high and away on him.
He's a young player that came up with a lot of promise, and high expectations were put on Bell immediately. Had
some pretty good numbers last year in AAA. 13 homers, drove in 78 runs while hitting .261. 2-2 is the count on Bell. 26 years old, a switch hitter. And the next pitch, he cuts at that one. And Bell is down on strikes, struck him out.
So Miranda now utilizes the advantage of being ahead of the count. And it seems like his mechanics have been tweaked just slightly. He's not landing awkwardly, and he's pretty much driving through the baseball and using that fastball once again to get the out. It's all a confidence issue for him at this point.
So the batter is Flowers, the catcher, and he drives one into center field. Shuck is going back. He has a beat on it now, and he'll make the catch on that one. And the runners will end up holding on that one. That ball was hit deep out there to center, but the lead runner, Gillespie, did not advance. He remains at second. 2 outs in the inning. Blake Tecote gets ready for his third at bat today.
Not an easy play in center field by J.B. Shuck, but he made it look easy. Had a pretty good jump. The ball's not carrying as much here today. With a very light wind. But Shuck did a good job keeping his body sideways and clear of the baseball.
We'll have our Care First Health Plan injury report in just a moment. I want to remind you to visit carefirst.com to learn more about their patients first philosophy of care. Care First, it's all about you. And there's a pitch that's cut on and missed. Today, we found out that Bill Hall was going to have an MRI. He's been bothered by a right quad problem and also suffered a right calf injury during infield drills this week. So he's been sidelined much of spring. There's a pitch missed and a snap throw by Hester to the shortstop field. Diving back to the bag goes Gillespie.
Yeah, so for Bill Hall, it's a setback, obviously, because he was on his way back from the quad injury. And he has suffered through these calf issues before in his career. Well, he had been playing good baseball before he went down.
Yeah. Hall's certainly one of the players in the mix when spring training began as far as the utility infield spot, but because of his inactivity and really no set timetable for his return, he's gotten behind some other players, and there's a 2-strike delivery that's taken by Tecote for a called third strike, and the inning is over. So Miranda comes back and strikes out a pair after walking the first batter and hitting the second batter in the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. 7th inning stretch time here in Tempe as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Angels have a nice 8-2. changes for the White Sox. New left side of the infield. Steve Tollefson is the shortstop, and Angel Sanchez is the new third baseman. And it looks like we have a new battery for Chicago as well. The new pitcher is Jan Marinez. And his first pitch, that one is outside on Efren Navarro. 1 ball, no strikes. Josh Phegley is the new White Sox catcher. Marinez ready, and the pitch. That one is outside. 2-0 the count on Efren Navarro. Navarro is batting for the first time in this game. He's hitting out a Callaspo spot. Alberto went 1 for 3 with a double. The 2-0, a tie. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, Jose, last half inning, I think it was, you were talking about the Angels just need to win some games. Obviously, the Cactus League record for the Halos has not been good.
Terry, and I gave you a key before the game. I said, get a lead and hold on to a lead.
Yep. And so far, that's playing out. Last spring, you might recall, the Angels had a very good record here in the Cactus League. The Angels were 19-12-2 and had the second most wins of any team in the Cactus League. Third best overall record in the Cactus League. And then we know what happened last April when the regular season got underway.
Yep.
There's a pitch that misses low. The Angels dug themselves into a deep hole, going 8-15 in the opening month. And before you knew it, at the end of the month, the Angels were in last place, 9 games behind Texas. And as it turned out, that Texas lead, at least for the Angels, proved to be insurmountable. The A's caught them, but the Angels certainly didn't catch them.
It's not about just getting up for a good start, is maintaining the level of play. And of course, spring training could be very deceiving. I think we know that.
Yeah.
You know, there are some games that the young players come out and win for you in the last third of the game. Well, maybe your regulars, left the game with a lead. Maybe your bullpen, the young bullpen, came in and gave up that lead. And but you got to carry a good feeling no matter what into the regular season.
Here's one that's fouled off by Cousins as he is batting for the first time today. He's hitting out of Conger's number 8 spot. Hank went 1 for 3 with an RBI double.
And I think we got to get past the "it's still early" phrase that we keep hearing over and over and over again. It's not early in April anymore. You got to win games because the W's in April count just as much as the ones in September. A win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's April, May, or September.
Right. Well, and talked about this in the past, and even during the off season when we were doing some of our Angel Talk hot stove shows. Get to it after the 2-2, and that one is outside. It's now 3-2. But if you look at the last 4 years, the last 4 seasons, the Angels have been only 1 game over 500 entering the month of June. Which, hey, the last 4 years, the Angels have had some pretty good teams.
It's not a template you want to keep following.
Here's the pitch. That's driven deep into center field. Cody is the center fielder. He's going back, and he will have that ball pop off the glove. He didn't make the catch. So the Angels are going to have runners at second and third, and yet another adventure out in the outfield.
Well, the Angels outfielders have been just fine, but Viciedo had trouble in left field. Cody seems like he had it all the way until he got to the baseball and was not able to see it come out of the sun. It is rough out here, especially now that it's hotter and brighter.
So that looks to be a 2-base error, and the Angels have him at second and third. Tommy Field will bat. He's had 1 hit since coming in. He lit off last inning as a pinch hitter for Harris and got a base hit. He has a chance to drive in some runs right now. Here's the pitch. He takes that one high.
So you know what else is, you were talking about those trends the Angels have had the last 4 years. For some reason, Interleague gets around and the Angels get hot.
Oh, yeah.
It happened again last year.
Right. The Angels have been fantastic in interleague play under Mike Scioscia. There's a pitch that's high and outside. But the last time the Angels entered the month of June more than one game over 500, you have to go back to the 2008 season. And one of the reasons the Angels were so many games over 500 that year going into June was because they got off to a good start in April. They were 18-10 back in April of 2008, and then entering June, they were 9 games over 500.
It's easy to say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yeah, it's very easy to say when you're not playing well.
Right. Here's a ball popped up foul back behind the plate, but in the case of the Angels, the slow starts, or bad starts, if you will, have really gotten the club in a hole. And obviously, with the Angels failing to make the playoffs the last 3 years, the Angels have not been able to come back from those slow starts.
As good as they played towards the end of last year, and that was inspiring to see, it was just not good enough. And again, not just fighting against one team, they're fighting against 3 different ball clubs. It's gotten tougher.
3-2, the count now full on Tommy Field.
There's the 2 wild cards. There's the division. There's the Oakland A's. There's the Texas Rangers. And before you know it, it's like, which one are we going for here? Well, it came down to just winning ball games to try to catch on.
Here's the pitch, and that one is a pitch that misses inside, and the Angels have the bases loaded. So Marinez is yet to retire batter. He's walked 2 of the 3 that he's faced. He's had some bad luck in this inning with the ball not caught by Takoti. And now the top of the batting order, and Jimenez will be stepping up with runners everywhere and no outs. Big crowd on hand today. We were talking about that earlier. 9,101, 91-0-1 the attendance today for a Thursday afternoon. That's very good.
It should be a little even better tomorrow, Friday.
A pitching matchup tomorrow. Tommy Hanson against Jeremy Bonderman, who's on the comeback trail trying to win a spot on the Seattle pitching staff. Here's Jimenez taking low and away, and that's going to get Don Cooper, the White Sox pitching coach, out to the mound to have a word with Jan Marinez.
Hey kids, the Junior Angels Kids Club, presented by Farrell's Ice Cream Parlors and Restaurants, is now accepting members for the 2013 season. Members receive an exclusive Mike Trout jersey, 2 ticket vouchers, a fast pass to Kids Run the Bases, and more. To sign up today, visit angels.com/Junior Angels or any Southern California Farrell's location, Terry. Farrell's. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It does. I have one of those near where I live, Jose, at the Shops of Mission Viejo. Been there before. Great spot. Here's the pitch. Popped up on the first base side. Morel is the first baseman, battling the sun but running out of room. It's a couple rows back. Nice grab by a fan to get that souvenir baseball.
I'm glad we don't have one near where I live, because it'll be hard to stay away from there.
That's right. That's right.
So, Terry, good job staying away. not because of the flavor, but because you know where you need to be.
Well, it's always good to splurge from time to time, Jose.
Of course.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Here's the next delivery. Line down the left side, but a foul ball. Jimenez, he doesn't get cheated at the plate. He's up there swinging the bat.
He's a guy that goes out there and just plays baseball. He was a little tentative that first week of the spring training, getting a lot of playing time. He was kind of studying pitchers way too much, giving them too much credit. Since then, he was playing kind of half speed, and really has turned the intensity up, hitting well over 300.
1-2 pitch, and that one is missed. The ball got away from the catcher. Everybody's going to move up a base there with first base occupied. The batter is automatically out, even though the ball clearly was way past Fegley, the new catcher. But the Angels get a run on that strikeout there. See if it'll go down as a strikeout wild pitch or pass ball, but it's now 9-2 Angels.
Jimenez missed that one by a lot. And even the catcher Fegley had a hard time staying in front of it because of how much break it had.
It'll be scored a strikeout wild pitch, bringing in the runner from third base, Navarro, and allowing The other two runners, Cousins and Fields, move up. So here's Hester batting. He has a chance to do some damage, and he swings at that one and lifts it foul on the first base side. It's going to get back to the seats and out of play. Fans, don't forget the 20-game flex plan presented by Farmer John is a great way to see Angels baseball. Select the 20 games you want to see and receive a ticket to Fan Appreciation Day for free. Buy your flex plan today at angels.com/mini-plans or call 888-796-HALO. Here's the pitch, and Hester cuts it that when he got off a bad swing. Fooled on that pitch. The count 0-2. Jan Marinez, last season pitched in AAA, had a 2.86 ERA. He was part of the compensation from the Marlins when the White Sox allowed Ozzie Guillen to leave their club and take over as the manager of the Miami Marlins. Of course, Ozzie Guillen no longer their skipper, though. But as part of that agreement to let him go before his contract was over, the Marlins sent this young pitcher, Marinez, over to the White Sox.
You know, Ozzie Guillen finds himself collecting still 3 more years on a contract, but believe me, he wants to be back on that bench.
Here's the pitch, and that one is inside, 1-2. Is he involved at all with the WBC this year?
He's doing Spanish for ESPN Deportes.
But not on any coaching staff or anything. Yeah. The 1-2. That one is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, when Ozzie became the manager of the Marlins, he just started talking a little bit too much. Not that he wasn't known to speak his mind in Chicago, but it didn't go his way in Miami in South Florida.
Funny thing, when you talk and you win, it's not the same. You talk and you don't produce and you lose. You know, it has a negative effect on everybody around you.
There's Hester chasing a 2-strike pitch. He's retired. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jan Marinez. So here's Luis Rodriguez getting ready to bat. If you're just tuning in or rejoining us here on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West, Angels have a 9-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th in Tempe. Today's game also on the MLB Network. Next pitch, that's low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Big crowd today. We mentioned over 9,000, and many of them are still here, even with the lopsided score of the pitch. Fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
Angels have right-hander Ryan Brazier warming up in their bullpen. Angels pitching has limited the White Sox to only 3 hits today.
Yeah.
All set by Jason Vargas. Outstanding outing for the lefty today.
Here's the next one on Rodriguez. That's outside.
Vargas went 4 2/3, only 2 hits, 1 run allowed, struck out 5.
Well, the Angels had that ball game just a couple of days ago on Monday against Cleveland. That was that scoreless tie in Goodyear. So the pitching's been a little bit better. At least the results have been a little bit better here this week.
Terry, believe it or not, I was following that game on somebody on Twitter, and I read Mike Scioscia used a 5-man infield that game.
He did, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked on Twitter too. That's how I know.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Here's the pitch, and that one misses ball 4. So it's another walk, and the Angels have the bases loaded once again. 3rd walk surrendered here in the 7th inning by Marinez. And J.B. Shuck will be the batter.
And I know you're working on your account very soon, so if you want to send me something, send it to Jose Mota 05. I'll be happy to answer it, Terry.
Don't hold your breath, Jose.
Whatever you don't want to ask me here, ask me on Twitter.
No, I'd rather ask you in person, Jose, or just give you a phone call, or possibly text you, but I don't know that I need to be tweeting you. I think I can get a hold of you in so many other ways than tweeting you right now. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
You don't see me enough, right?
That's right. Here's one smack foul over on the right side, right over by the Angels dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I ran into a few fans today that told me they were very happy that I was back. They go, because Terry's had the issue with his throat. And then some fans were going, "You're back already in the WBC?" I'm like, I don't know, is that good or bad?
Yeah, you never know, Jose. Here's the pitch. That one is high and outside. Oh, yeah, when you were gone, we had a cast of hundreds up here in the booth. We had a lot.
Do you have Matt Klentak come by here again?
Matt, well, right now it's been 1 and done, although he knows he's more than welcome to come back.
He sounded really good, by the way.
Yeah, Justin Hollander joined us. We had Scott Service join us. Tim Mead was in our booth. Of course, Tim Salmon did some pinch hitting. Mark Gubasaw was here for a few games, and Mark will be back. Pitch on its way. That one is swung on and missed by Shuck.
You get Langston up here?
We couldn't get him in the booth. He was just here as a guest instructor. But I was able to dine with Mark Langston while he was in town, and we were able to catch up.
Very nice.
Yep. Here's the pitch. That is drilled into right center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Cutting it off will be Danks. Angels are going to get 2 more runs on that hit by Shuck, and the lead continues to grow. It's now 11-2, and that will also be a knockout blow against the right-hander Jan Marinez. So his day is over, and he struggled with his control and certainly ends up paying for it. You look at the 3 walks he's allowed in this ball game as he gets ready to leave, and 2 of them have already scored. The other one's over at third base. So a pitching change for the White Sox, a break in the action. We get back, Angels up 11-2. Still batting here in the 7th on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.
Tonight at 7 on Fox Sports.
right-hander getting ready to face the left-handed hitting Cole Calhoun, and he chops one through on the right side for a hit. So runners will be at the corners. Coming in and scoring from third base will be Rodriguez, and now it's 12-2.
All those young players continue to come in and do a fantastic job on the offensive side. Now the Angels need to match it up with the young players coming in and doing a good job on the pitching side. One fly ball not caught this inning pretty much did it here.
Yeah.
The fly ball by Cousins to center field that Cody could not track down. Lost it in the sun, and the Angels capitalized some walks and some timely hits.
All the runs in this inning will be unearned runs, and right now the 4 that have scored go against Marinez. First pitch is a ball on Romine. 1 ball, no strikes. Stewart is ready. He's working from the stretch. And the next pitch, that one is bounced on hop near the second baseman. It's stopped over there nicely by Sanchez. He flips to Tolleson, and they get the force out at second on Calhoun to end the inning. It's over on a 4-6 fielder's choice. Ryan Brazier is the new Angel pitcher, number 5 of the day. He replaces Nick Mirande. Mirande worked last inning. He did not allow any hits, did not give up any runs. He did walk a batter, hit a batter, but he struck out 2 and pitched out of some trouble in the 7th. So Ryan Brazier will be the new Angel pitcher, and we've seen him a few times this spring. This will be his 6th appearance. He's had some trouble. He's given up 2 home runs in his first 5 appearances, 10 hits, 7 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings. His ERA is in double figures. And he's ready to face Jordan Danks, who swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul down the left side, backing out of play.
And for Brazier, key is cannot be afraid of the strike zone. Yes, he's gotten hit a couple of home runs, as he mentioned, but it's a time now where you got to show the staff what you're really made of when you face a little adversity.
Brazier was a closer last year for part of the season at AAA Salt Lake. And the next pitch, it's bounced by the mound out near short. Diving stop by Field, gets up, throws, but just a little bit late. Nice play, though, by Tommy Field as he was trying to rob Danks of a hit.
Playing all out, doesn't play with a score here. You play to make sure people notice Field, according to Mike Scioscia and to General Manager Jerry Dipoto, still in the mix and getting a long look as a backup infielder. Mike Scioscia made no secrets about it, but which is the one thing we've been talking about here from the beginning. It's going to come down to a guy that can play shortstop, key position for a backup infielder.
Here's the pitch, and the left-handed batter who's at the plate is Carlos Sanchez. 1 ball, no strikes, the count on him. Next delivery, he fouls that one back to the screen. Dropped right near the batter waiting on deck. Brent Morel waiting on deck. It'll be his first time up when he follows Sanchez here. Next pitch, that's low. It's by Hester and all the way back to the backstop. So Brazier off to a bit of a shaky start here. Wild pitch moves the runner up to second. Two and one the count on Carlos Sanchez. Carlos Sanchez is playing second base for the White Sox. They have Angel Sanchez, who nearly was an Angel, for that matter, an Angel player. And who knows, he could still become an Angel player. We'll talk about Angel Sanchez.
That's right.
Here down the road. But the Angels actually signed him during the offseason, and he was taken away in the Rule 5 draft by the White Sox. So they have to keep him on their major league roster, or the Angels could get him back. But he's having a good spring, and it looks like he's going to win a reserve infield spot for the White Sox. The 3-2 on Carlos Sanchez. And that one looked to be a little bit high. I'm not sure if we were off on the count right now, but Sanchez is remaining in the batter's box. Morel, who was waiting on deck, was ready to walk up to bat here, but apparently that was ball 3. 3-2 now the count. Hester went out to the mound, had a word with Brazier. We'll see what happens on the next pitch. Everyone is set, and here it comes. He grounds it on the third base side, a fair ball. Jimenez has it, throws to first, and gets it there just in time. On the play, Danks remains at second. He did not advance, and Brent Morel will be the next batter.
Not an easy play, but Jimenez, because of the accurate and strong arm he has, took that ball across the diamond very quickly and right on the money. Yeah, to go to his right and the ball was not hit all that very hard.
So here's Morel, right-handed batter, and he misses the first pitch. Morel went to Centennial High School in Corona, third-round pick of the White Sox back in '08, and he was the White Sox opening day third baseman last year. But he really struggled. He hit just 177. And eventually was sent down to the minors. Here's the next pitch. He waves at a pretty good-looking slider there for strike 2.
Seems like they've had a revolving door at third base for a few years.
They did sign Jeff Keppinger in the offseason. He has a chance to play a lot of third base for them. He was originally in today's starting lineup and then was scratched because of personal reasons. 0-2 pitch. That's fouled back to the screen. We'll do it again. The count, no balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, the left fielder Jared Mitchell. He is yet to bat in this ball game. Morel is hitting out of Adam Dunn's spot. He went 0 for 3 today. And the pitch fouled off right side, backing out of play.
You were talking about the White Sox and the collapse in the month of September into October. And they went 13-18. They start off April playing .500 baseball. In May, they had their best record overall, 18-11. In June, they were 13-14. July, they went 14-11. August, 16-12, and then 13-18 in September. Not a major collapse, like we've seen in the past. The example of the Boston Red Sox a year before that, but certainly 5 games under 500 was not enough to contain the Detroit Tigers. Against the Tigers, that's what really hurt them. They went 6-12.
Yeah. The pitch, it's outside, 2-2 on Morel. The other thing that has happened as far as the White Sox are concerned on the south side of Chicago, the fact that attendance has been on a steady decline. In fact, you go back over the last 6 seasons, and they've lost about 1 million fans in attendance. Back in 2006, they had 2.9 million, and then last year, 1.96 million.
Yeah, remember that 2006 is coming right after their 2005 World Championship.
So they have to get some fans back there on the south side. Here's the pitch. That's low. Good block by Hester. It's another full count, though. 3-2 on Brent Morel.
They're in a situation where you have to deal with weather issues way more than other ball clubs do. If you're not playing well and the weather is a little shaky out there, it's very easy to just say, let's watch it on TV.
3-2 pitch.
Then you have the Cubs. No matter how they're playing,
right?
Wrigley Field is an attraction.
Although the Cubs attendance was down a bit last season. Three balls, 2 strikes to count. Cubs drew under 3 million last year. Payoff pitch. Skied in the air and hit into left field. Waiting for it, battling the sun. Under making the catch is Cousins. And the runner, Danks, holds at second. 2 are gone. So here is Jared Mitchell getting ready for his first at bat.
As we talk about attendance and fans, of course, the most important thing is make plans to see the Halos immediately. First homestand for the Angels, April 9th through the 14th. There'll be 3 games against the Oakland Athletics, and then the Houston Astros make their way to town. Also in April, the Angels will have the Detroit Tigers, American League champions, and also the Texas Rangers will be visiting the Big A.
First pitch on Mitchell. He takes that one for a called strike.
The surprising Oakland Athletics. Will they do it again this year and play that well?
Yeah, we'll see. They had some kind of a second half last year.
They were really good. I mean, there's no doubt. It was only not about the pitching. They were crushing the baseball.
0-1 on Mitchell, and that one is low. Mitchell is a former first-round pick of the White Sox in 2009. And if I'm not mistaken, Jose, wasn't he the guy that got hurt in a spring training game right here?
Yep.
And that cost him the entire 2010 season. He suffered a ankle injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was early in the spring, too.
Right. There's a pitch that's low. Last season, he played Double-A and Triple-A, hit .237. And he's a former college football player, played a little wide receiver at LSU. Very good athlete. 2-1 pitch. He swings at that one and misses it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jared Mitchell. Mitchell this spring for the White Sox, having a good spring, hitting .379. He's a guy with some good tools. Excellent athlete. The 2-2 pitch. And that is a called third strike. Brazier fooled him, took something off the fastball there and struck him out looking. So that will end the inning for the White Sox here in the 8th. No runs. They had the leadoff hit. No errors. They leave a runner at second. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 12-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels in command today here in Tempe, up by 10. No mercy rule in the Cactus League, Jose. I know you were.
Where's the WBC when you need it?
Exactly. You were back from the WBC. So it's 12-2 Angels as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Navarro is the batter and the pitch. Lined into left field. Mitchell is there under, and he'll put it away. A ball sharply hit, but right at the left fielder.
Hey, DC also wanted to know if there's a tiebreaker situation where you get rid of the tiebreakers with the run average. Is there?
Well, it was DC that brought it up.
There was in the WBC. I don't know about the Cactus League. But if there was a mercy rule, Jose, we might be on the 10 freeway right now. Yeah.
10 freeway, where are you going?
No, I take a different way back to where my spring training base is located. I have an entourage out here. You know that, Jose.
Terry taking a different way. Wow.
While you were in Puerto Rico at the WBC, a lot of things changed while you were gone. I just want you to know.
Oh, wow.
0-1 is the count.
Maybe you're not my neighbor anymore. I didn't know that.
Stay tuned. Here's the pitch on Cousins, and he drills one into right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Bounces a couple times out to Jordan Danks, the right fielder. Cousins on for the second time since coming into the ball game. And Tommy Field, who hasn't been in the game that long, is going to bat for the third time in the last 3 innings. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Our producer engineer is Darren Chan. Victor Rojas, part of the broadcast today here from Tempe. And here's the pitch on Field. He takes a breaking ball. It's in there for a called strike. Here's the next pitch, and that one is on the outside corner. Tony Pena is pitching for the White Sox right now.
It was TJ Pena, right?
You're right.
Tony's son, yeah, former shortstop.
There's a pitch that is lifted in the air into right field, and making the grab on it is Mitchell, and that's the second out. That one cost Field his bat. So Jimenez scheduled to bat, but it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for him. Luke Carlin will be the batter. Jimenez went 1 for 2 out of Trout's spot. Pena's pitch, and that's in there for a called strike.
Well, not that many times, Terry, you and I get to call a ball game with a guy who is a pitcher now, but we used to call him as a shortstop when he was with the KC Royals.
That's right.
TJ Pena.
And the next pitch, he comes in 3/4 sidearm there, and that pitch in there for a strike. Angels batting bottom of the 8th, up 12-2 here in Tempe. Here's the next pitch. Lifted in the air in the left center field, and that is a gapper. It's going to bounce and finally cut off by Tecody. Going into third base, being waved around is Cousins. And Cousins, did he get in before the runner was tagged out at second base? I don't think he did.
He got no run.
No, that run did not count. Not that it'll really matter But out trying to stretch it into 2 was Carlin after he made a turn around second base. They got him trying to get back, and the inning is over. So he'll get a hit on it, but no RBI. The Angels fail to score in the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. 9th inning is coming up. It's 12-2 in favor of the Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West. So we get ready to move to the 9th inning. Kevin Johnson is the new Angel pitcher number 6 of the day. He replaces Ryan Brazier. Brazier gave up a hit, no runs. He struck out a batter and threw a wild pitch last inning. So Johnson is the new Angel reliever. And the first batter he faces is Angel Sanchez. We're talking about him a little bit earlier. Angels have also changed up the left side of the infield right now as Johnson delivers, and that pitch on Sanchez is inside for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes. The new shortstop for the Angels is Wendell Soto. And Tommy Field has moved over from short to take over at third base. So Wendell Soto, young player, now playing at short for the Angels. We're talking about Angel Sanchez, who's batting for the first time in this game for the White Sox. He was property of the Angels this offseason. Here's the pitch, and he chops one to that new shortstop. Soto has it. His throw to first is in time, and there's one away. So Sanchez retired. Sanchez was signed by the Angels as a minor league free agent during the offseason. He played last year in AAA in the Astros organization, and he was the Astros' primary big league shortstop back in 2011. But after the Angels signed him early in spring training, the Angels did not protect him and put him on the 40-man roster. So he was available in the Rule 5 draft, and sure enough, the White Sox drafted him away from the Angels in that draft. Now they have to keep him at the major league level this season, or he could be offered back to the Angels. So we'll see how that all shakes out. It's a pitch that misses low from Kevin Johnson for a ball. Townsend is at the plate for the White Sox. Steve Townsend, this is his first at bat today. He came in as a pinch runner for Alexi Ramirez a couple of innings ago in the 7th. And the pitch. He pops one the opposite way. It's going to fall into right field for a 1-out single. So the White Sox have a runner on. looks like Hector Jimenez will be the batter. He's going to pinch hit for Josh Bell, who was the DH. Bell had a tough day. He went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Jimenez swinging from the left side. And the pitch. He takes that one for a called strike. Switch hitting catcher Hector Jimenez. He was up briefly with the White Sox last season. Got in 5 games for them a year ago. And the pitch. He swings and misses that one. He's in the hole. It's 0-2. Kevin Johnson, who's on the hill trying to get the final 3 outs. We've seen him several times this spring. This is his 6th appearance. ERA this spring, 3.86. Sinker ball pitcher. He delivers that one low and outside. 1-2 is the count. Jose is headed downstairs. He's getting ready for the post-game show on Fox Sports West, and we'll also have a visit with Jose and Angels manager Mike Scioscia after the ball game. We'll have that for you. The 1-2 on Jimenez, fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Fans, don't forget, subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today. Watch over 150 select spring training games live, plus every regular season game live or on demand on over 250 mobile and connected devices. Visit Angels.com for details. The 1-2 pitch, and this one is lifted in the air into left field. It's going to just drop in for a base hit right in front of Chuck, who was coming in hard but just unable to get to it. So it's a bloop single for the pinch hitter Jimenez, and the White Sox have runners at first and second with 1 out here in the 9th.
Number 36, Josh Phegley.
Phegley, who's doing the catching now for Chicago, getting ready for his first at bat. Tyler Flowers, who started the game for Chicago behind the plate, had a double, a walk. He scored a run. He was 1 for 2. Phegley is a right-handed batter, and the first pitch, that one is in there for a called strike. Phegley is a former first-round pick of the White Sox back in 2009. And the next delivery. He bounces one off of the glove of the pitcher Johnson. By the time the third baseman Field picks it up, no chance to throw anywhere. And that's going to be scored an infield hit. Oh, yeah, that was a ball when it left the bat. It looked like it might have a shot to be a game-ending double play. But Johnson had it skip off his glove, and now runners everywhere. The bases are loaded with 1 out.
Number 18, Blake Tecote.
Tecote will be the batter. He's gone all the way for them today in center field. This is his 4th time up. So runners everywhere for the White Sox. Tecote is a left-handed batter. Here's Johnson's pitch, low and outside. Now Josh Phegley, who just got that infield hit off the glove of Kevin Johnson, mentioned he's a former first-round pick, and he played in AAA last year in the White Sox organization. He hit .266, but he's a guy who also a couple of seasons ago missed the entire 2010 season. Next pitch, and this one off the bat up. Tecote is hit into right center, circling under, making the grab is Calhoun. This is going to get a run in. Tagging and coming in from third will be Tollison. And moving from second to third is Jimenez on the sacrifice fly. But 2 are gone here in the 9th. It's now 12-3 Angels. So Jordan Danks will be the next batter. White Sox are down to the final out. Final note on Phegley, who's still the runner at first base. He missed the 2010 season because of a blood disorder, and he actually had his spleen removed to improve that problem. So a guy who's had a battle some health issues, got to tip your cap to him. and he played all last year in AAA. He's been in the White Sox camp this spring, and again, thought highly of, former first-round pick a few Junes ago. 1-0 pitch on Danks. He chops it on the right side, and that's a base hit. That'll score another run. So Danks is 2 for 2 since coming in. And now the Angel lead has been cut a little bit in this inning. Nothing drastic by any stretch. It's a 12-4 ball game.
Carlos Sanchez.
Sanchez will be the next batter. This is Carlos Sanchez. Runners at first and second. Still 2 outs. 2 runs in the 9th. 4 hits given up by Johnson here in this 9th inning. Here's his pitch. Bouncing ball, another one off his glove. It goes to the second baseman, though. Romine is there. He'll field and throw to first in time, and that will end the ball game. It'll go down as a 1-4-3 ground out. Here in the 9th, the White Sox got a couple. 4 hits, no errors, and they end up leaving 2 runners on base. Angels come away with the victory today, beating Chicago by the final score of 12-4. After the Angels congratulate themselves walking off the field, Jose Mota will be joined by Angels manager Mike Scioscia. We'll get some of his thoughts on today's victory. The Angels with the win. The Cactus League record gets a little bit better. It's now 4-11-3. And the White Sox this spring have a record of 8-7-2. The time of today's game was 3 hours and 3 minutes, and we had a crowd of 9,101 here today in Tempe, one of the bigger crowds so far here for the Angels in the Cactus League. Angels come away with the victory again by the final score of 12-4. Along the way today, Angels getting a lot of offense. 15 hits in the game, including a couple of hits and a home run from Mike Trout, his first home run this spring. Howie Kendrick had a 2-hit, 2 RBI day for the Angels. Also today, Albert Pujols had a 2-hit day. He drove in a run. So the Angels, who played 6 regulars, got some pretty good production today out of a lot of them. And along the way, from a pitching standpoint, the Angels got a solid start today from Jason Vargas. He pitched into the 5th inning, allowed only 2 hits and 1 run, struck out 5 in 4 2/3 innings in today's ball game. Oye, Downs, Mirande, Brazier, and Johnson saw action as well. Let's head down to Jose Mota. He's standing by with Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks, Harry. Mike, what you saw from Jason Vargas today compared to what you've seen in previous outings, what was the difference?
Well, there's no doubt about the command. He had good life on his fastball, and Jose, everything he does works off of that. The other outing, they were jumping on some first ball fastballs that weren't in good zones. He was able to make better pitches, brought his changeup into the game through some good breaking balls. That's a great effort from Jason.
Good that you explained that as a former catcher. How important is it to set up enough of the fastball to contrast with that changeup?
Well, if you're not getting a fastball in good zones, it's really going to be tough to change speeds off of it. And the guys will start to keyhole you and make it tougher for you to make pitches. When you make that little mistake, they'll be on it. But from the get-go, he had that fastball on both sides of the plate. He elevated at times and had a nice blend where he brought that changeup in, and it's a great combination. His fastball changeup is one of the best you're going to see.
How important is it for the defensive aspect to come up when he's on the mound, knowing that, of course, he's going to pitch a lot into contact at this point?
Exactly, yeah. When he's at his best, he's going to be pounding that zone. Really relies on the left side of his infield, and that's why we really feel with Eric Ibar and Alberto Callaspo on that side that Jason's going to be very, very effective. And he uses his defense, that's for sure.
Mike, great situational hitting pretty much from the guys in the middle of the lineup to the top. How happy are you to see also guys striking pitches with authority at this point in spring training?
Well, we swung the bat well this afternoon, and I think the last week we've been swinging the bats well. You look at a guy like Albert Pujols, gets a guy over so Josh can get him in with a fly ball. We're going to need that every day, and it's good to see this afternoon.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Jose, thank you.
Terry, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jose. And again, the final score today from Tempe Diablo Stadium, the Angels over the Chicago White Sox 12-4. For those of you watching on TV, Jose and Victor Rojas will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on the radio side, we'll have more for you from Tempe as well. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Fox Sports West.